some things could have happened that didn't. Some things happened that I did not expect. So, just to do a little quick breakdown, um, at the beginning, I believe everyone had a bit of shopping they wanted to do, all that kind of stuff. And again, I believe everyone should be able to see the magic items now.
Hmm.
While everyone can't see them, only the people who have them can adjust them. And I made it so everyone can adjust the Hearthstone. So, like I said, if there's any sort of art like that, anything you want, any flavor, feel free to add it in or change stuff up. Um, so yeah, you guys went shopping. Uh, I would say that Alba and Barnabas probably made out the best with recovering some items that they maybe once had before, and Barnabas getting a new one that will be very beneficial. Uh, and after time, you guys met back up at the tavern where you all had to break the bad news to Eliana and her sister, um, Amelia. Um, they they gave you the agreed upon amount of money, plus an extra 100 gold because you didn't bring him back alive, but you did bring back some of his remains and his items and belongings. After that, it was kind of a bit of a celebration night. You know, the tavern was kind of celebrating being starting their upgrading process, and the tavern was very very busy, had more people than normal. You all had your different ways you spent the night. I believe Barnabas went right up to his room. A few of the others had a couple drinks, talked to some people. Geckel had an arm wrestling competition for buying rounds for the bar and everything like that, which is where he met a man named who called himself Lawrence, and the woman who was with him was named Kara. They invited you all over to their house. They claimed to be adventurers as well. Wanted to share some stories, trade some stories, and offer you a job. Uh, but the following morning, when you guys woke up, you also had other stuff to do. You, er, I think you actually did this the morning before. If correct me if I'm wrong, Deco. But the first morning when you guys woke up is when you found out about the fighting ring, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so yeah, I skipped that part at the beginning. But so yeah, so you found that out, and you had two plans for the following day. One being to go over to the people's house and discuss this job. The other being to get into a bar fight. So you guys all went over to the manor. I believe it was Barnabas who picked up a few off-putting things, whether it be the pictures not matching the people or just strange mannerisms and such. But something left you guys not feeling particularly good about it. Uh, Acting upon that, Rothgar went to have a bit of a look around and actually found what appeared to be a lever for a passage that led into the fireplace and down a flight of stairs. You guys heard movement from the other room where the people had gone to give you a bit of time to talk about the job amongst yourselves. And he managed to close the passage before they came back in, but they kind of alluded to maybe they knew you were snooping around, and you guys decided that it was a good time to leave and decide what to do with that later on. So, as you left, you made your way to the what is it? The splintered bone or the broken?
Splintered. Oh god, I've got it written down.
Yeah, so
Shattered bone, I think.
shattered bone. Yes, yes. All right. Yes, you made your way over to that
Broken
tavern.
bone. That's what it was.
Okay. You made your way over to the broken bone, and the gentleman who had told Geckel about the fights kind of had a bit of a you guys had a bit of a conversation with him about what would be allowed and all that stuff. Uh, as the event was about to begin, they opened up a door to the back that led down to a flight of stairs, and or I'm sorry, not down to a flight of stairs. That led into a room that had a bit of a balcony up around it, and it was pretty much just a makeshift fighting pit where people could watch from. Uh, everyone was able to bet if they wanted to. Some of you made a little bit of money. I believe Oliver fought first. While he did
Mhm.
not win, most people did find it to be a success because I mean he got into his first bar fight and he actually did land some damage. He did do a bit of damage, and he was able to stand up afterwards. So it was a victory. Rothgar, I believe he was extremely close, but he did win. And then finally, Gecko went in against a huge human and was able to beat him as well. So Gecko and Rothgar were both invited. If they ever wanted to do any more fighting, they can just come back to the establishment, talk about it, figure it out. And I believe that's kind of where we left off. You guys were probably heading back to your all your guys' tavern for the night.
Yeah, we were kind of discussing if we wanted to just go to bed or if we wanted to go check out the creepy house again.
Yes. So, just real quick, you guys are more than welcome to have a conversation in the street if you want. It's like it's not like where everyone's asleep. There are still people out at taverns and stuff, so it's not uncommon for people to be walking around the streets. So, do you guys want to just move off to the side, have a conversation, or do you want to go back to the tavern and talk about it?
We can walk and talk.
Yep. And I believe Alba, you're kind of half carrying Barnabas, who is, for the lack of a better term, stoned right now.
Yep.
Okay.
He's not heavy.
Alba is surprisingly strong.
Would you like me to carry him, or are you well enough yourself?
He's
No, I'm
walking.
fine.
He's just kind of leaning on her.
Yeah, it's not carrying. It's kind of like, she has his arm wrapped up, so because he's not like unable to walk. He's just a little bit wobbly from smoking so much.
Don't take my Barnabas backpack from me.
Well, she has a Barnabas handbag right now.
But, yes, I do have my reservations in going back there.
I admit I do as well.
Where are we going?
Back to that creepy place.
Oh.
As you guys are having this conversation, you do look over, and Oliver is beaten still, bleeding a little bit here and there,
limping along behind.
Yeah,
just like
he looks.
I'll go wherever you
very
want,
hurt.
guys.
I'll pick up Oliver.
Oliver
there we go.
will look embarrassed, but will not stop you either. At 1 hit point and some temporary hit points, he's not going to argue.
All right, real quick, just to fill you in, Rothgar, I just did a bit of a recap, and everyone decided that you got. Well, I mean, last time you all decided you guys left, and now you're going to be figuring out what's going on. What do you guys want to make your next move?
We forgot the best part of the recap. Rothgar attempting to defraud a magic store.
Oh, yeah. That was fun stuff.
and not to mention, he got caught doing that and then trying to rig the fight a little bit as well.
But then talking my way out of it.
The best thing is, he was able to successfully rig each fight that did not involve himself in it. The only one he got somewhat caught on was the one where he was the one fighting.
This is true.
But yeah, so now we're pretty much doing it. You guys have left that tavern. You're heading back to either the other tavern, to the house. That's what everyone was discussing right now.
Cool.
Yes, I do not believe it to be the best course of action. Something about them seems off.
Yeah, something is definitely off, but perhaps we could find out more from some of the other folks in town.
Possibly, but I would rather have our arcane friend with his full faculties, and he'll just dangle Oliver a little bit. Maybe allow some other people here to rest up.
Of course, of course.
That's probably not a bad idea.
There's no problem with going around questioning things tomorrow, and if we ever end up where the supposed cultists, we can always investigate that later at some point.
Yes.
True.
Sounds like a plan.
We are under no obligation to stay here if we believe there is something we can do elsewhere.
Very good. Yes, well, I'm sure we'll find plenty of work.
So, you guys are able to make your way back to the tavern you have all been staying at. It is getting a little bit late, but like I said, there are still people at taverns, so the door is still swung open and hitched up to the side of the building. And you walk in, you're greeted by, it's nowhere near as busy as the previous night was, but you're greeted by Allison, who kind of looks over all of you and kind of like half smiling says, I'm guessing you're gonna be getting sleep tonight, not drinking from. And she kind of looks at Oliver and she just goes, are you all right?
I'll be fine, I think.
Yes, just a bit of rest and he'll be right as rain.
Very good. Well, if there's anything you all need, just come find me or the husband. I'll let you get to your business. And she goes off, starts serving other people, and just doing her duties.
I'll put Oliver down.
So, does anyone actually plan on doing anything right now, or is everyone just going up to bed?
Bad.
Yeah, probably we could do bed, yes, and call that good.
Oliver's doing bad unless otherwise pressured.
I mean, I can keep rocking with a short rest. I'm still over half health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You can stay up. You'll just get exhaustion.
Well, not the entire night. What's wrong with you?
All right. Well, then in that case, Oliver will head up to before he gets guilted into staying down here. Barnabas, I'm assuming you're going to do your normal go up and study, write, sleep.
Yep.
Okay. Alba?
Yeah, if everyone's going to bed, then she would just go up as well.
Well, then Rothgar and Gecko, you are the only two. Are you guys both going to just go to bed as well?
Yeah, that sounds good.
No, I'll stay up for a little longer trying to drink with some of the patrons and see if there's any jobs going around.
You do still hear. Hold on, I have another sheet for this kind of stuff. You do still hear about obviously like the standard protecting of like caravans and stuff. Documents. As besides that, you do hear about again, you hear about the bit of a problem that the. Here, let me pull you all to the map real quick. All right. You do also hear about the difficulty with drug usage that the Turst Fields are having.
Oh, yeah.
Up to the north, like I said, there has been rumors of cult activity up there. So you do know that is a possibility as well. Off to actually, you know what? For the next two, go ahead and roll. I'll say you could roll persuasion, since most of the people here were there last night as well, and you had bought them drinks, so you'll have a bit of a upper hand on this. I've heard also that off to far to the up in the mountains to the west of Craghammer, that Gecko, you actually haven't been here that long, so you kind of hear a bit of a story as well. Maybe around 20 or so years ago, there were a group of giants and other giant kin, all that kind of stuff, that had begun to raid some of the mountainside or towns, villages, all that kind of stuff. Eventually, they tried to move down into Fort Daxio and were defeated. Well, pushed back, very, very weakened. So there hasn't been much trouble since, but there has been rumors that some of the smaller settlements and any of the newer settlements have been getting attacked again as well. No one has said it's giants. I mean, there are other types of roaming clans and barbarians and that kind of stuff, but that does catch your attention as well. For one of there's no job for it, but it is just one of the rumors that you hear.
Well, rumors can turn out to be interesting.
Yep. And then other than that, I mean, most of the other ones you've heard about here are just the standard, like cart going to Whitestone, a cart going to Iman, to Kaimel, that kind of stuff, just the basic jobs.
That's good enough. At least it's some avenues I can put forward to the group in the morning.
And is there any of those topics that you want to try to push further into with anyone?
Maybe the giants or attacks west of Craghammer. That sounds fun.
I will let you choose. You want to keep that persuasion, or you want to roll another one?
Can I roll another one?
Yes, you can.
Would I be able to get advantage if I gave them some free alcohol out of the jug?
I mean, you have it anyway because of all the stuff you've already done here. So yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. Let me find
That
this.
was
Okay.
the wrong thing, but the same modifier.
That works. All right. So, you do get a little bit more information about it. Apparently, the city of Iman is home to the Council of Taldore, and they kind of they're kind of like the ruling figures of the continent. They have a position called the Master of War that is only active during war times. Other than when it's not, the position usually goes pretty much just to the leader of the guard. If it's not during war, and that's when most of the troops would be back inside of Iman. The last active Master of War was a half-orc named Kurum Draka. And that was 18 years ago when he had to take lead of the military and defend the northern establishments from the attacks of the giants. As soon as peace was called, he happily took his leave. He didn't have to do it anymore, and he is still alive, but he is very old, living in Iman. It was, like I said, it was mostly at Fort Daxio where everything converged to a head, and that is what, like, the battle that left them, the giant clans, too hurt to continue. But there were other ones, like there were other settlements around there too that had taken damage. They never really moved east of Craghammer, so it was mostly just along the northwest coast. Terra was I guess you could say, a village that was somewhat destroyed, but they have since rebuilt. And then just a bunch of other little settlements across the mountain range as well.
Okay, that's definitely something I'd put towards the group tomorrow in the morning.
Okay. So, is that going to be you heading to bed too?
Yeah, like I said, I was only staying up for a bit longer for some alcohol and some rumours.
For me. So, everyone gets a full rest. Yeah, so you all get the full rest. Wake up in the morning. same routine as always. Food waiting for you, drink waiting for you. The owners are just cleaning up, getting ready for the day ahead, and you all are gathered back up at the table.
So, how are we all feeling today?
Pretty rested.
Indeed. Oliver, how about you? Look, you seem to be doing much better.
Yeah, lot better. What did we do yesterday?
You got beat up.
Right. Yep. Yeah, better
Bit
than that.
of a brawl, yes.
Although for your first brawl, it was pretty good, even if you did, as I said, get beat up.
I mean, thanks. I think.
Well, it's not for everyone, but at least we know that for you now.
Yeah.
Also, I got a lead on, or some more information on a couple of jobs that may be in the area.
Do tell.
Well, last night when everyone went to bed, I heard the confirmation of the drug problem in the terse fields, the cultists to the north, the usual caravan jobs, and I heard an interesting rumour of attacks west of Craghammer, I believe. I've not been on the continent all that long.
You say
That's-
cultists?
Yes, to the north.
Yes.
What else did you learn about the cultists?
Not too much, unfortunately. The most I got from last night's rumours were from the attacks to the west of Craghammer. It appears it could be giant kin or barbarian tribes.
Giants, you say?
Possibly. It's not been fully confirmed.
And I'll say, Oliver and Barnabas, you have both heard of those. Well, you haven't heard of the new rumors, but you did know stories of the last attacks and stuff that had happened in the Northwest.
Craghammer's quite a considerable distance from here. Not to say that we shouldn't, but I'm just thinking if we don't want to go across the mountains, like, that's hundreds and hundreds of miles.
Well, I believe we could go to Imon and Fort Daxio in the area, but yes, that is a considerable distance.
It is.
But yes, I just thought I would let you know of the rumours I found out last night.
But of course.
I remember hearing about some troubles they had out that way quite a long time ago, but I don't know if that would be related at all.
Well, I'm only interested in cultists.
Well, for the cultists, we will need to head north.
Yeah, and possibly get some information about the couple we had the pleasure to meet yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and when we...
Perhaps we can ask around town and see if anyone knows of these people. Or perhaps doesn't know these people.
True, and when we decide to head north then, we can see if there's any caravan jobs heading up to Joran Village.
That sounds
Sounds
fine with
wonderful.
me. Although, Oliver, when were we supposed to meet with that, the fancy fellows?
It's supposed to be Well, about 5 days now, but they said they'd send word here, so I could always just ask to have it, to have Allison and Harold hang on to it for us until we get back.
Whatever you
I mean, I'll follow you guys. You should know what you're doing.
Well, where would you go in this town to find that type of information about the couple or about cultists?
Well, we could ask around the neighborhood, see if anyone happens to know the couple that lived in that house there. Perhaps we could find some sort of deed.
Honestly, the taverns wouldn't be a bad place to start either. The folks who run them tend to know everyone around.
Very well. Unless anyone else has any better suggestions, we can go in the general area and the taverns.
sounds fine with me.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So you guys are all going to head towards the residential ward?
Yeah, that's where they were based.
Before we do, since it's not very busy at the moment, Oliver's actually going to approach Allison and Harold or whoever's around here and start by asking them about it.
What are you going to ask them?
Just, there was a couple here like 2 nights ago when Gecko was doing the arm wrestling thing. They had offered us a quest, but there's something just a little odd. Just wanted to know if you guys knew anything about them, if you'd seen them before.
Allison will let you know that they had never been to this tavern before. They looked. She kind of like looks at you and she goes, I'm not really one to judge, but they looked a bit out of place here. They seem to be a bit more well off than most of our customers, if you know what I mean.
I suppose that's fair.
They were nice enough, left us a good tip. Yeah, I other than that, I don't know much.
Oh, that's fine. I figured before we went looking all over the place, we should probably ask you since we saw them here first. Thank you anyway, though.
She just gives you a nod and continues cleaning up around the bar.
And one more thing. Just if there might be a letter or something coming from the Margraves estate in the next week or so, if they do, can you just hang on to it for me? I just don't know if we'll be here when it gets here.
She nods and has a bit of a surprised look on her face, and she goes, maybe you're a bit out of our league as well. Margaret,
no.
You say?
It's I had a question for him, but he was out of town when we went to speak to him. So one of his staff said that they would send word with his answer when he was back.
She kind of nods. She goes, not everyone gets an audience with even the servants of the Margrave, so consider yourself lucky.
I certainly will.
She nods and gets back to doing her job.
Okay. Oliver's good at that point. We can go hunting.
All right. So as you guys are going, what are you looking for in particular? Are you looking for, like, do you want to go to taverns first? Do you want to, like, see if any of the neighbors are around? Because there were other residences around the area as well.
Well, I figured it'd be nice to maybe talk to the neighbors. We can do taverns as well.
So, any preference on which we do first?
Perhaps we can start with the taverns. Sometimes neighbors can be a little, tight knit together.
That's a good point.
Okay. All right. Whoever is going to be looking for the taverns around here, go ahead. Actually, no. You know what? Barnabas is with you. You guys will know where taverns are.
Yep.
So, there's pretty much only one tavern around that is just from what Allison said kind of stuck with you, Oliver. There's only one tavern around here that really looks any sort of fancy, I guess you could say. That looks like it would be more for the upper echelon of residents of the city. And it is currently closed. They don't do any sort of breakfast, anything like that. It seems like they are strictly just a bar for the nighttime.
When we see it, pass it, whatever, Oliver will just kind of, give Gecko a little tug on the arm and say, we should probably stop there at some point once they're actually open.
Oh, seems fair. Well, for now, we can talk to the residents then.
Is the area where they live like super fancy as well?
It's their house is the most glamorous one out of them all, while the other ones are still pretty large. They're not as they have carvings and statues and stuff. It kind of looks like they go out of their way to show off their I guess you could call nobility or their worth. The other ones are more plain, while they are still very, very nice. They definitely don't look like they may be of the same status as the other house.
Right.
Well,
how big is their house?
Well, you guys want to just walk? Well, yeah, sure. I'll say you walk back by it again. As you're looking at the manor, you see the front door, which again is flanked by a large window on each side. And as you kind of look up, there are pretty clearly 2 stories. I should say there are 2 stories worth of windows, and then above that, you're not sure if they have something like an attic or anything like that. But you can see at least 2 stories worth of windows. And like I said, again, everything is very nice. It's there's nothing really catches your attention as strange. The windows aren't completely blocked. They have curtains and stuff, but it doesn't seem like they're trying to be overly secretive or anything.
How big is the footprint of the building, though? Roughly.
Okay. You want to take a quick walk around it?
Yeah, that's fine. Oliver won't go by himself, but he would suggest maybe we should just take a quick look around the outside. I know they had that stuff inside that we looked at, so it might come out somewhere.
Okay.
Very well.
True.
I'll go with you then.
I can come as well.
All right. Roll just an intelligence check to do a bit of offhand measuring.
Okay, intelligence for some offhand measurements. Gotcha.
Would we give him advantage by helping?
Sure.
I would also like to guidance myself for that.
For it.
Okay. Help if I clicked on the right thing. There we go. So, intelligence. And then an extra. Oh, joy.
I was going to say, it does not look good.
So, 9. Oh, wait, 10. I'm sorry. I forgot to add in Jack of all trades on that.
Okay. All right. So, you're not sure exactly how big it is. I will say that it is the it's wider than it is like deep. You would guess like the depth would be about maybe it's more than 25 feet like from the front of the house to the back, and as far as how wide it is, you would guess at least 40 feet.
Okay.
So again, it's not huge,
Well,
but it is
that's
very nice.
fine. That
Actually, wait,
gives...
no. You know what? I did it wrong. It's actually double what I said. Sorry.
okay.
It is 80 feet. Like the front of the house is 80 feet, and then when you're on the sides, it's about 40.
Okay. Huh.
So,
Well, if we do decide to speak to some of the residents, perhaps some of the more, and I'll look around the group, human-looking members would be best suited. I kind of stand out.
Well, I can try it.
the three of you who were looking, or actually, no, you know what? The two of you who were helping him look around, go ahead and roll perception. All right.
Oh boy.
On the sides and back of the house, again, you see more of the windows and stuff. You see what looks to be an entrance to the cellar. You see there's not really much else. Like, the front looks extremely nice. The back, I mean, maybe you think it's just because, no one really sees the back of their house. It's not as like elaborate and well maintained, but the front still looks magnificent. The back is just doesn't really match the rest of it in looks.
If you guys don't mind, I have an idea.
And what will that be?
Oliver's gonna rummage around in his pack for a minute and produce his wand of secrets.
And what is your plan with that there?
If there's a secret like door or anything or trap close enough, when I use this, it'll point it out.
Oh, very nice.
The building's big enough. I'd probably have to use it a couple times, even just to cover like a side, but it might be worth it.
Yes. I'll see about keeping an eye out.
All right. Well, here, just for a bit, I'll let you decide where you want to go. The green right here is, you know what? I could just draw a shape instead. The green is really, it goes back to the same old color.
Yeah, so we're not seeing anything.
Am I on the?
We're still on the big map.
Oh, okay, yeah. Here. So, the green will be where the front door is.
Okay.
The door to the cellar, it's like an old, very heavy iron-looking door that just like it looks like it's like one of the ones you would pull up towards you, and you would walk down a flight of stairs. And then I'm not going to add all the windows, but there are windows all around it. And when you guys did go inside before, it was like the main area right in here, and then there were stairs going up around like that, and you guys were pretty much sitting in this room.
Okay. So I guess first thing would be go stand directly on like an end of the house, like here.
You said over on the left-hand side?
Yeah, it doesn't matter which side, but I'll say the left-hand side first. And stand like right smack dab in the middle of that. And I will use the wand of secrets, which will detect the nearest trap or secret door within 30 feet of me, which means it would cover this whole side of the building.
Yep.
And like 30 feet deep on the front and the back. Roughly.
Nothing from this side.
Okay. And then I would go try the other side, as long as people are still game to go try the other side. Same exact procedure. So this time, middle of the wall.
All right. You do get a ping Do an intelligence check real quick.
Okay. And again, I have to add another +1 to that because of Jack of all trades. So 20 total.
Where the yellow is where you see it. And just thinking back,
it already gives me Jack of all trades, so 19.
But where the yellow is where you get the little bit of a ping. And just thinking back to how you remember being inside the house, that's where the fire.
Okay. It seems like the only thing in range is the fireplace that we found inside. Unless there's one like right in the middle of one of the walls, but on the front or back, but that doesn't seem very likely.
Yes. Well, perhaps we should talk to the neighbors.
Yeah.
See what we can find out.
Sorry.
Yes, maybe the more average-looking people would be best suited. Myself and maybe Rothgar would probably stand out a bit too much.
That does bring up a good point. One sec here. Gonna cast Disguise Self and just make myself look like the plainest human I can possibly be.
Well,
I also shouldn't stand out too much.
There we are.
oh, no, it's just me who stands out. Fantastic.
And Oliver a bit. I mean, you don't see tieflings around too often.
Yeah.
True, but he's not a big scaly dragonborn with a big axe on his back.
Right.
Still.
So, you guys make your way back out front, and you're looking to talk to some of the neighbors.
Yep.
All right.
Sure.
Whoever is going to be looking around. So I'll say either Alba. How interested is Barnabas in all of this right now? This does involve the cult, so is he like actually actively trying to help and stuff?
Yeah, I think he's
okay.
Interested.
All right, so then Oliver and Barnabas, go ahead and roll perception checks. And just take a look around, see if you could gauge who you should go start talking to.
Perception.
Damn. Okay. Looking around, both your eyes kind of settle on one of the other houses that currently a kind of elderly gnomish man. He appears to be like tending to a little bit of a garden on the outside of one of his windowsills. He has pretty much a step ladder that lets him reach it, and he's just kind of out there. You see him picking a little bit of weeds and trimming a little bit here and there, but he seems to be kind of just minding his own business. You do notice Oliver that he has kind of been glancing over at you every once in a while. Maybe it looks like he might be a bit nosy about what's going on.
What do you guys think? He might know something.
Yeah, let's go do it. And Alba will step towards him.
You guys were probably about like 30 or 40 feet away from him. As you get closer, maybe when you're within about 10 feet, he kind of like drops all pretenses and just puts his gardening tools down and starts looking at you. As you approach, he kind of looks up at you. He's turned around on his step ladder and kind of just sat on top of it like it's a stool. And he looks up at you, Alba, and he goes, "Miss, can I help you?"
Hello.
I'll guidance Alba on the way over.
Okay.
Hello, sir. I have a little bit of couple questions about your neighbors over there. They met with us, and I admit things didn't seem very 100% true what they were telling us. So I was just wondering if you could tell us about them.
He kind of looks. He looks at where you're pointing. He looks back at you. He's like, I haven't seen them in 2 months. They're home?
Let me. Well, I mean, do Lawrence and Kara live there?
No, no. The two that live there are well, I shouldn't say newlyweds. They were newlyweds a few years ago. It's Marcus and Brielle.
Oh, that is troubling. The people we met there were Lawrence and Kara, and she'll give this quick description just in case they match.
He kind of looks. He goes, "Oh no, no, no. I haven't seen anyone of that description there either, though. That's." He goes, "I'm an old man. I'm here by myself. I pay quite a bit of attention to what's going on around. I have not seen anyone."
Oh, very troubling. Hopefully the people we met in there weren't looters or something.
Oh, should I tell the guard? I don't want them coming to my house and next and looting.
Oh, don't worry, we'll take care of it. This is definitely a troubling situation. We will make sure to tell the guards as soon as possible. Don't want to trouble you further.
He kind of nods and he well if I'm not much of a fighter, do you think I should go somewhere? It's we've never had much crime here, and he's like stuttering and stopping, and he's scared.
I mean, you're probably fine here, but it might also help if he came with us. He might be able to corroborate the story if we're going to tell someone.
Sounds like a capital idea.
I don't think they'd bring
Perhaps,
people that aren't privy to our plans should be involved in this.
I was going to say, perhaps some of us watch over the house while some of us can assist in discussing with the guards, if need be.
The gnomish gentleman kind of looks between both of you, points over at Barnabas. He goes, "His idea is better. His idea makes me not be a part of it and not be a target."
Very well.
That's a good point.
So, I'm not going to garden anymore. I'm going to go back inside and close the door. Thank
Good
you. And he
good
walks
idea.
down.
Good luck.
He picks up the ladder, and like to him, it like size wise, it looks like he's carrying almost a regular ladder, but he just has it over one shoulder, and he's like scurrying very, very quickly back into his house. Just drops the ladder on the front, like the front porch, and goes in, and then behind him you hear a lock, and then you hear something. It sounds like something somewhat heavy is being pushed across the floor.
Well, that explains the strange pictures we saw. It seems the people living there were not the people we met.
Yes. The fact he hasn't seen anyone is peculiar as well.
Well,
It does seem a little strange, though, that if they're not the people who normally live there, that there's a secret passage still in the house.
Might be time to actually investigate said secret passage.
I believe so. You said there was a cellar entrance in the back?
Yeah.
Perhaps another entry point. Perhaps we should wait a little bit and see about heading inside.
Certainly, if that is what you all wish.
What do you think, Barney?
Well, can't hurt to look.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to look, see what we find, and then go to the guards afterwards, and they can deal with the rest.
All right, and I forgot to do this last session. Real quick, Barnabas, do a religion check, because I did tell you that you saw the symbols that these people were wearing. All right. You're not sure exactly if it's referring to a god or a group or anything like that, but you do know that most of the symbols that look like that do have hellish meaning. You would assume it has something to do with the hells.
Okay.
So,
So, go ahead.
do we wish to leave for now and prepare for tonight, or do we wish to stay in the area?
I don't mind either way.
Now, it is still rather early on in the day. I'll say it's probably you got to be about from your time walking around talking to people here and there. It's probably a little after noon at this point.
Well, perhaps we can come back a little later, maybe for the moment, look about town, and simply come back later and head on inside for a look.
If we have the time, maybe Barnabas can show us to where he works.
He sort of chuckles. I don't work anymore. I've been retired for quite some time.
Or you can show us where you used to work, then. Should be interesting to find out.
Oh. He sort of looks over the party. I don't imagine that most of you care much for reading, but we can go if you prefer.
All right, and real quick, Barnabas, we never completely solidified it down, but I'm assuming you worked at the reserve, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so is that what you guys want to do? You want to head out to see where Barnabas used to teach and research and everything?
Why not? Seems like a fine enough way to pass the time.
If everyone else is going, Oliver's going.
You all make your way to the Scholar Ward, and you approach a very nice building. It is you can see it, and Barnabas lets you know it is the Cobalt Reserve. It is the largest library and source or and collection of information in all of Taldore. It is defended by a group known as the Cobalt Soul, who are pretty much just monks that live and guard the library pretty much at all times. Across the way, you do see a what looks to be a bit of a school building. It is known as the College of the Savvy. It's much smaller, but it is a school of arts that was founded by a bard who went by the pseudonym of the White Duke. And you are Barnabas. Are you going to like take them inside, or are you going to just show them?
I mean, I guess it depends on what they want to do.
Yeah, as you guys approach, he gives you that explanation of what it is, standing there, and he kind of just shows you. Does anyone want to go in, or is it just looking around?
I wouldn't mind a tour inside. Certainly can't harm to see what knowledge this city has.
This place is amazing, Barnabas.
He sort of just shrugs like, "Oh, you get used to it."
Okay. Well, approaching, you are stopped by two guards, one male, one female, standing out at the front door. They kind of look back and forth. They see you, Barnabas, give you a bit of a nod. They go, any particular business or just looking around today, sir?
Yeah, just looking around. These folks are with me.
They all nod and they say, "Well, you know the rules. If any belongings are taken out one at a time, and only to you since you are a member, they can do research if they please, but they are not allowed to take anything out of the library."
He just sort of looks back at everybody like, "You got that?"
Thumbs up from Alba.
Uh-huh.
Of course, of course.
They nod, go walk back towards the front doors. Each of them puts an arm on one door, opens it up, and you guys look into what appears to be the largest library, multi floors that just walls are covered in books, uh, tables stretched out across the inner floor where people are sitting, studying, reading, and it is amazing, beautiful, and a bit surreal to see so much apparent knowledge in one place.
Oh, it's quite the impressive library.
Indeed.
Well, just to say, while you guys are here, is there anything anyone wants to try to look into?
I've got a thing. What I
Yeah, I've got one or two things which could be done for a laugh, but nothing too serious.
No,
Yeah,
I have
same
this
for Alba.
Same.
old diary of myself that I want to see if I can check out what language it's written in. I have no idea.
Okay.
Barnabas is going to try and look up that symbol.
Okay.
The religious symbol.
All right. Well, Barnabas, since you are so familiar here, I'll say you can do another religion check or history check, whichever you prefer, with advantage. Yeah, it is. It is a symbol that you find is referring to a cult that followed probably the worst god you could think of in Asmodeus, called the Court of Nine, referring to he is the Lord of the Nine Hells. The Court of Nine is his underlings. And your diary, you want to see what language it's in?
Yeah.
Okay. You are easily enough able to find, with Barnabas' help, you find, are you looking to see if someone could translate it, or are you just looking to see if you could find out the language?
For now, just the language.
Okay. Do a history check. You find a book on, like, the origins of different languages of the inhabitants of the realm and other realms, and with a 19, yeah, you can find whatever the journal is. You know the language to it.
Cool.
You're not able to translate anything.
What language is it?
Yeah, Jim, what language is it?
What specific journal are you talking about? I don't remember right now.
It is a journal from the man who I learned everything from.
Oh, okay. So it was like the one you were working for originally?
Yes.
Okay. And let me pull up a list of the languages.
I mean, if it's undercommon, I can help you out.
I got you covered for Infernal.
For some reason, I always forget where the languages are, and then I remember after I go to the wrong page. It is in Sylvan.
I read Sylvan.
You have someone who reads Sylvan?
Or I speak and read Sylvan.
Thank you for the information there. And Barnabas, you've been much help.
You don't even have to research, you just show it to me. I'm like, yeah, it's Sylvan. And then I go
that's
on.
all. That's all. That's all I wanted for now. Yes, that is good for now, and perhaps I can have your assistance later in translation.
Sure. And Barnabas is going to go to Alba and tell her about the Court of Nine, or Asmodeus.
That's troubling. I suppose while we're here, we can get more information on them. I was also going to search on some information on the things I've missed these past several decades.
Is there any other research you want to do on that topic, or did you just want to find out the symbol and stuff right now, Barnabas?
I mean, I guess I would try to research that good, in particular about Asmodeus, and if he has any, if there are any particular tenets of his followers. So, like, for example, followers of like Tiamat, like their whole the cult of Tiamat is all about bringing her back. So I don't know if there's anything that Asmodeus followers are specifically trying to accomplish.
All right. You rolled a. All right. Yeah. You know that his main goal, which was known by all, was always to rule the entire multiverse. He believed that it was destiny, that everyone would be better off, and that no one could stop him from accomplishing this goal. As for his followers, he didn't really need any worship to maintain his strength. But he also never, like, while he didn't need it, it never let him obtain more. People still followed him. People still worshipped him. He mostly, his main goal for his follow was to lead them to become somewhat godless. So at the point that they died, he would be able to receive their souls, which some theorized it may be able to heal the wounds he sustained in the wars between the gods. Others say he was doing it so he could eternally have servants once they died and their souls had nowhere to go but to him. When members joined, they knew they were signing up for pretty much, it was a secret society, but it was a mutual aid society. It was like they couldn't talk about it, no one knew about them, but if one of your other brothers or sisters called for help, you did it. There was no questioning it. They would help each other achieve positions of influence, build fortunes that they could use to further their goals. Most members were between the dwarves, elves, and humans. To a lesser portion, gnomes and halflings, but the other three were the main three that people knew of that worshipped him. You do know that he was... Yeah, you wouldn't know much more about him himself, but yeah, his followers, the only real tenets they had was greed, power, subservience. Like they wanted... They didn't know how. They didn't know if they were even capable of it, but they figured everything they did would bring more power to Asmodeus, where he would eventually be able to reach his goal of the subjugation of the multiverse. His current location, ever since he was sent to the Hells, is the 9th level of Hell, known as Nessus. And that is pretty much all you can gain from the library at this point.
Okay. I'll make notes of all that.
Just out of curiosity, I imagine that since Oliver is a follower of Sarenrae, he would also probably have a little more information on that, since there's some lore tied up.
If Barnabas brings this
If
up to
he
you,
asks, yes.
yeah, if Barnabas brings this up to you, you would be able to fill in some of the, like, what went on during the calamity. Like, yeah, you would have a bit more information to add to that. All right. So, Alba, you wanted to look up some stuff?
Yeah, we don't actually need to describe it, but she's just going to catch herself up on the history that's happened in the world since her passing and return.
Okay. Is there any area in particular you're looking at, or is it kind of just like, are you sticking to Tal'Dorei? Are you doing worldwide, or is it kind of just whatever you come across?
She'll stick with Tal'Dorei for now.
All right, then, yeah. There's not much more you learn. I will say you could get a bit more information about the previous battles with the giants and stuff, but you're not gonna. There's not much more information than, there are some giant names and such in there that Gekkel didn't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll say you have a pretty good understanding of most of the major happenings in the past 50 to 70 years of Tal'Dorei after doing a bit of research.
Cool.
Gekkel, what did you want to
do? Jokingly, remember in the show when Percy made his little shock gauntlet? I was going to look up if there's any known material on conductive materials.
So you're looking for if they have any sort of research on materials that conduct electricity.
Conduct, so store electricity, yeah.
Okay. Roll. I mean, just do a history. It's intelligence based. You do read about, the metals and stuff that are more capable of withstanding the damage from the electricity and stuff. You actually do. There are books here on the on Vox Machina, and you do know that that the glove that Percy made was not enchanted exactly, but the ability it had to store and reuse the energy likely was partially due to his own intelligence and invention, and also partially to do with the use of residuum inside of the mechanisms in creation.
Okay, that's something I can take to Hrothgar at a later date.
Cooking up something else, I see.
I'm always coming up with stupid things that could be fun.
All right, Hrothgar, Oliver, you guys looking into anything, or are you just taking in the sights?
I imagine that Oliver is a bit overwhelmed and mostly just terrified to touch anything and possibly damage stuff. And the only thing that might tempt him otherwise is if he found books on adventuring parties and things like that, in which case he might overcome it to read these incredible tales.
Do a perception check. Or actually, no, you're looking more precisely, do investigation.
Investigation.
Okay. You come across a book that appears to be somewhat of a registry of different adventuring guilds, groups, stuff like that. Looking through it, there's not much in-depth information. It seems to be more of just like a record-keeping tool. Is there anything you're looking for in particular inside of it?
Well, now there is. Now that you've said that,
Okay.
looking for a group called the Gilded Lily.
It takes you a bit of time, but you do find a register for that.
Well,
Did your father ever tell you about any of the people that he did travel with, or did you ever hear stories about any of it?
I heard stories about lots of them. I didn't get names.
Okay. Well, the people who were part of the group at this time, like when this registry was made, I don't know if you're going to have names for them and stuff
Nope.
already, so I will just give you.
This
Okay.
is
Well,
entirely
all
you
right.
get to have fun with it.
Okay. Well, then I will come up with names at a later time.
Mhm.
But there was an elvish woman, a human woman, and two half elven males. Your father was full elvish, right?
He was full human.
Okay, your mother was the elvish one. Okay.
My mom is a tiefling.
Oh wait, I thought. Who am I confusing with right now? I think I might have just gotten you confused with a different game actually. All right. Yes. So, yeah, it was a human, two human males. No, I'm sorry, two half elven males, an elvish female, and another half elven female. I will come up with a bit more information on them.
Okay.
But
that's
yeah,
fine.
Yeah,
I was not expecting any of that. So
well,
awesome.
it is currently. Let me see real quick. It is currently. I don't remember what year. It is currently the year 922. PD post divergence. This seems to have like this roster for this was made 12 years ago, so it was made in 910. So you were alive at the time, but you know that's just. And again, you did hear stories of other people he traveled with, so that's just who he was with for the registry.
That's fine. That is
all right.
Much more than I expected.
All right. And Rothgar, was there anything for you?
For me, I think I'm done for now.
All right. So all of you have done a bit of research. You guys have spent a few hours here. As you're all gathering up, getting ready to leave, you kind of look around and there's a few windows. It's already sun starting to go down, so you know the sky has the nice orangish pink of a sunset, and as you walk out, the street lights are starting to come on. So it is getting close to nighttime.
Well, folks, I think it might be time to check in on the house.
That sounds fine to me. It's getting dark enough.
Yeah, I suppose.
Very well, but it's best if we try to remain as inconspicuous as possible.
Yes.
Right? So you guys are going to make your way back towards the house again. I'll go ahead and say if you guys are going to try to be quiet, go ahead and I'll say maybe as you're about 20, 30 feet away, you could start trying to be as stealthy as you want.
Yay.
This will go well.
Oh, guidance me, please. Why, thank you. All right, I have to do that at disadvantage. Fun.
Yeah.
Elba forgot how to rogue when she died.
Yeah, I swear I was better at this before.
Well, at least now you got the +5 to sleight of hand and thieves' tools.
Yep.
Jesus, Oliver, you got a 20 at disadvantage?
I don't know.
Hey, well, you know, some of you not very quiet, but luckily you're friends make up for you. So you are able to sneak back to the house. Looking around. All right. I'm gonna just assume Alba, you're kind of leading the breaking and entering part. Being the rogue and the one who knows how to open stuff. So go ahead and do a perception check as your guys are sneaking around the area.
She's real good at perception.
Could I assist?
Do you have proficiency?
I do.
I do.
Yes.
Okay, then she has a 17. All right. Looking around, there are no light sources that you can see coming from the house. You do catch at the gnomish guy's house that you were at earlier. You do see it appears to be a little hand and eye. He pulling to the side of a curtain and peeking out. And as soon as he sees you, it shuts and the light immediately turns off.
She gives a wave in case he's still watching.
Okay. All right. So
Guy knows when to hide when shit's about to hit the fan.
Pretty much.
So what
wise
do
old
you guys
gnome.
want to do? You guys have the front door flanked by windows. There are windows on the first and second floor. There is the cellar entrance that you saw. What's your guys' plan of action?
I believe we wanted to check out the cellar door, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You are able to easily make your way around back, and at this point, I'll say by the time it took you to walk here, it is now dark out. There's no light around back, so some of you are having a bit of a hard time seeing.
Alba puts on her goggles and just giggles.
I have
I
dark
figured
vision.
I figured not only Alba but Tara would also like the picture that they give for those.
Yep.
All right, so a few of you do have a bit of trouble, but it's easy enough to either be guided by party members or even just keep your hand along the wall as you're walking. Alba, you guys eventually reach the door to the cellar. Like I said, it's very old looking, rusted in parts, but just looking at it, you can tell it's a very heavy, what appears to be iron door. It has a lock on the front of it. Like it has like a chain on the front of it that has a padlock on it, and it is wrapped like where the handles are that you would open.
Okay. She is going to attempt to, well, first check if padlock is obvious. Yeah, she's going to pick the lock.
Okay, go ahead and roll thieves tools with your +5. Oh,
Dang.
you just miss it. You don't get the door. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's insane.
I am so glad I didn't use inspiration on that.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of look at it. You're like, you for somehow you just can picture it in your head. You grab it, put your thieves tools in, and within half a second, it just clicks open. You're able to take it off, and you silently remove the lock and chain.
Wow, it's amazing.
At least I'm not rusty with that one. And she will slowly open the door.
Rusty.
Go ahead and roll a strength check. You're starting to lift, and instead of pushing yourself and possibly dropping it and making it a lot of noise, you kind of just realize yourself, maybe this is a bit too heavy for you to open, at least alone.
I need some help. It's a bit heavy.
I can certainly take the lead if you wish to help me.
Okay.
All right. So you can roll with
Yep.
You can roll with advantage, and you're going to still do strength. Depending on your roll, I'll just say how quietly you open it, which is kind of weird for using strength, but it's how I want to do it. Okay.
And you do have guidance.
Add a D4.
Yeah, add the D4.
19.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, you do open it very, very quietly. Aside from like what you would just guess is just from rust and such, there's not really any sound made. Do you want to leave this door open, or do you want to let everyone in and then close it behind you?
I'll signal for people to go in, then I'll close it behind.
Okay.
Before I do, I'm gonna set up an alarm on the door.
That just is a cast, right? Because you're not, unless you do it ritually, or is it a 10-minute thing?
I'm just gonna cast it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, I can hold this big heavy door open for 10 minutes while you do it.
No, we'll just cast here. And then, yeah, once done, head in.
Yeah, I'll just lower it down quietly.
Once we're inside and the door is shut, Oliver will use dancing lights so that our one person who can't see in the dark can now see.
All right. Well, as you come down the bottom of the stairs, it appears to split off into, you know what? It'll be easy if I just...
Take us
All right.
to
If you're
the
still
map.
looking at... Yeah. No. If you're looking at the stairs, come on. Well, as you get down the stairs, it splits into two paths. One going down, it seems like that way, and another that goes over in this direction. So pretty much as you get to the bottom, there's one path that goes straight down to the like running along the wall, and it ends in what appears to be a double door. And the one that when you walk in and you look to your right going down there, it looks as if there are a couple of passageways that way.
I say to the right.
Agreed.
To the way where there are multiple passageways?
Yes.
Very well.
All right.
All right. Well, since you guys have done stuff, you're gonna have to re-roll stealth now. And can anyone hear the music, or is it too low for everyone?
I haven't heard
can't
anything in
hear
a
it.
while.
Okay, yeah, I think that's just that one then.
Oh, now Barnabas is stealthy.
Oh yeah, my jukebox is saying nothing currently, so I haven't.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
No, I don't want that.
Whoops, I forgot to do the disadvantage. 1 sec.
Oh, mine automatically puts me at disadvantage for it. Good.
Well, I rolled really well anyway, so still 20. The quietest guy in arm.
All right, so you guys are heading down the. Who is leading the? Is it still going to be Alba?
I can go front unless anyone else wishes to.
Someone that perceives things better might want to go in front of me. I don't mind being second, though.
Yeah, Barnabas in front.
Okay.
He's
All right.
what
So
could
am
possibly
I.
go wrong having the wizard be in the front?
Well,
I mean,
to be
I'll go
fair,
in
just so
front.
you guys do know, these passages are pretty much pitch black, but as you're looking down the way that you're planning on going, you do see under a couple of the different doors there is like you can see a bit of faint light shimmering through.
Well, I think I'll be close to Barnabas at the front.
Well, if you do want, this isn't like single file. You could like walk side by side with him in the hallway.
Yeah, I'd rather not have the 97-year-old wizard be at the front of the party.
Oh, come on, it'll be fun. Oliver, perhaps you...
Yeah.
You guys are moving on down. Barnabas, you're in front. Go ahead and roll perception.
Could I assist?
Yes, you can. All right.
Nice.
Okay. You're walking around as you're walking down the path. You look to the left hand side, and there is a door that does not have any light coming out from under it. Just from having been in the house before and looking, it appears. Well, actually, roll an intelligence check real quick. Just from the proportions of the house, you're pretty sure that this door is leading up to where Rothgar had fireplace opened up into a pathway. As you keep going down the path, there is another door once again to the left, and then one at the end of the hallway that goes into another room. Both of these ones have a bit of light on underneath them.
Do we wish to see if there is sound on the other side of these doors?
Just nods at you, trying to be quiet.
We'll just keep your 20. So the one that you get to first is the one on the left, and listening, don't really hear any noise. No movement, no talking, no anything really. You gonna do anything or keep moving?
Any preferences?
Well, if you don't hear anything, perhaps we can check out that room.
What, the one we're next to or the other one?
The one you did not hear anything, and the left one there.
Alba, do you wish to see if this door is locked?
I can do that. And she will check if it's locked.
All right, investigation. I think you get the +5 with this too, right?
Nope, not this.
No? Okay. I thought you got a +5 with something for investigation.
No, just with the
Okay.
sleight of hand and thieves' tools.
All right. Well, I mean, you and Barnabas are peanut butter and jelly. I'm assuming he's assisting you. So is that you do have investigation, right, Barnabas?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, that's going to be a 20. This is not locked, not trapped, just a door.
She just shrugs and opens it.
Okay. As you open it, it appears to, like, you're looking into a room. It's a rather small square, maybe like 10 by 10. And it looks like it just has supplies, like, like food, wine, that kind of stuff. There is another door on the opposite side that has no light coming from underneath it, as far as you can tell. This kind of looks just like a storeroom.
Anything in there, Alba?
There's food.
Well then, nothing of too much import.
Not really, and she'll just go and check the other door in case.
Okay. Go ahead. Well, same investigation. This one, same thing. Not locked, not trapped, just a door.
She opens it.
Okay. This one appears to be stairs that are going back up to the first floor. You're assuming this is just like their pantry kind of thing.
She closes the door again. Well, that one led upstairs.
Good to know.
And
exit.
As you are looking around, you do notice that while there is some food that does look like it's gone past its time, there is also still rations here that make it look like someone has been staying here and resupplying as needed. Like it's not much. Like it's kind of off into one corner by itself, while the rest of the room is kind of just disgusting and rotting. But there are some that are still good.
Shall we continue?
Yes, I believe there was the other door as well.
Yes, can you hear anything past it there?
Barnabas, you can do another perception.
I'll assist him again.
Nice.
All right. This one you do hear a bit of sound. It's not really like you can't tell exactly what it is. It's not footsteps or anything like that. It sounds more like, shuffling, and not like the shuffling of feet, like something is moving across the floor, but you're not exactly sure how to make out what it is. The sound seems to be coming from rather close to the door. And again, there is light on the other, like, that you can see peeking out from underneath the doorway.
Alba, do you wish to check this door as well?
Sure.
I'm going to draw a hand axe.
Okay. Could go ahead and okay, you did. This one is not trapped, but actually, wait, hold on. Okay, this one is not locked and it's not trapped, but as you're looking around, you do notice around the base and maybe about waist high, there are some arcane runes around the door.
This thing has fancy magic stuff attached to it. I don't know fancy magic stuff, so, Barney, you're up.
Well, I mean, Barnabas might be able to figure out what it is, but he can't do anything about it. I don't have dispel magic.
Okay.
Still might be able to figure out something.
Do arcane. I mean, this is a rather basic spell. It was just cast a few minutes ago. It's just an alarm.
What happens if we rub out the runes?
I mean, I assume that Barnabas would know that and other than dispelling magic, is going to set it off.
Either that, or you would have to find a different way in.
Yes. If this door is alarmed, we might need to find some other route.
Well, what we could do is just go upstairs through the cellar and then to the fireplace door, provided that we don't run into our couple of cult friends.
Well, I believe there was the other passageway when we came down.
Yeah, there was a double door down at the end.
Yes.
We could check there first.
Yes, perhaps we'll check there. Well, we still have the element of surprise.
So you guys carefully back away from the spell, make your way back down the hallway, get to the end where you had entered, take a right, and the only other passage from this is down the end, and it is a big set of not metal but heavy looking wooden double doors.
Yes, perhaps we can check these out as well.
Yep. I can do this with some help.
And
Okay.
I'll assist.
Not this one is locked, not trapped.
Let's see what I can do.
Once again, very easy for you. You pop the door open and you can open it. You can do whatever you want. What do you want to do?
Do we want to see if there's any noise coming from the other side before I decide to open this door?
Certainly, myself and Barnabas. Yes, I'll assist.
You have never heard a quieter room in your life, Barnabas.
She'll just shrug and open it.
As you open it, you see a room of disarray. It looks like it once was a storage room, but it seems as if someone has gone through here, thrown stuff around, picking through stuff, and you don't know if it was looted. It might have been just someone took anything of value. Maybe they were looking for something in particular. You can't really tell. All you can tell is it was destroyed as people were searching through it.
Well, as I'm not proficient in investigation, could I attempt to look around the room to see for signs of struggle? See if that's what caused it.
Yeah, go ahead and do perception. You could just have a quick glance around the room. You don't see anything of struggle. Like, there are no dragging or anything like that. There's no sort of blood or anything like that. It looks like someone came in here, started throwing shit around, looking for stuff, and eventually left.
Can I see if they've, like, if there was a point where they stopped, as if they'd found something?
It is the entire room. It does not look like they stopped until they were done with the room.
Gotcha.
It's not like, okay, we got halfway through, but we found what we wanted, we're leaving. They went through everything.
Cool. Well,
the only other thing you guys do notice, Alba, when you opened it and stuff, this isn't like the other room. There is no other exit or anything from this room. This is all there is here. And with your investigation, you're pretty sure there's no hidden anything.
Well, then, perhaps we head up and try finding another way into that room there.
I mean,
That
it's possible, but considering we know where the usual entrance and the secret entrance is, I very much doubt there will be extra entrances into that room.
Well, then we'd have to see about the more direct approach.
or just go
Set
by the
off
secret
alarm.
entrance.
Well, of course, going up, but I was thinking if we wanted to get into that room that's alarmed.
Unless the secret entrance leads somewhere that then leads to said alarmed room.
Would we be able to tell from our current level if we went up the stairs for the secret staircase? Would it just take us straight to their study, or would there be a floor between?
Did you guys open it? You guys opened the door from the basement, right?
We did, I think.
You would assume it would just lead you up to the fireplace where the study was.
So yeah, there's not another level, so it'd be just.
It sounds
right
like
up
the only thing
to
left
the
is that room.
fireplace. Yeah, it
Down
sounded
here.
like
But if we do go that direction, we should be prepared for them coming to us immediately.
Indeed. Still, there's too much going on. I think we need to know what they're hiding.
I'm assuming we can't just dive between the runes or above the runes.
Probably
if it's
not the
like
smartest
my
thing.
alarms, yeah. If it's like my alarms, as soon as we open the door, it will go off for them.
Just to describe it a bit better, the door will open towards you. That's kind of like you would have been able to avoid the runes, but the opening of the door you're not going to be able to. And where are you trying to swing your axe, Gecko?
Like, is it possible to even swing a great axe down here?
Yeah, he's just wondering.
Oh yeah. You have enough. Like, if you're still trying to stand next to Barnabas, no. But if he moved back a little bit, you would have plenty of room to swing.
Yeah, because I'm trying to decide whether it would be worth just sticking to a hand axe, like maneuverability wise.
In the hallway, I mean, you would be able to swing the hand axes like while you were on the side of Barnabas. But if you're up front alone, you can swing your great axe no problem.
Understood.
When you have people standing on the side of you, that's when it could get a bit crowded.
Well then, perhaps we should set off an alarm.
I wonder if I could undo the door from its hinges. Would that help?
Interesting.
I feel you would still be opening the door, just not with a handle instead of just taking it apart.
From what it sounded like, a door is going to open out past the alarm. But if we could literally take it off its hinges and then push it inward with us, yeah.
Yes, but that would make quite a noise.
Of course it would, but so was the alarm. Well, I think we should just give it a try.
Or we could always cut a hole in the door and see inside it. Maybe we'll be able to see it from the lock hole.
I believe our only option really is if we tamper with the door in any way, it will set off the alarm. So we may as well just set off the alarm and come what may.
Well, I'm ready for this.
Well, going to take out my hand axe.
Also, to be fair, you guys have not searched the entire house.
Yeah, it's like, should we set off the alarm or should we continue our search upstairs?
We can go upstairs if everyone wants.
No, I don't mind searching more.
Very well. Let's head up the passageway there.
So you're going up to what would be the fireplace?
Probably best off heading up through the pantry so we don't have to hear a sliding stone door.
Yeah. I was going to say, since we have another route, let's do that.
All right. You are able to make your way up. There is another door as you get to the top of the stairs that you had seen from opening the door inside the pantry. Not locked, not trapped. I'll just tell you. And there is no light that you can see coming from underneath it.
I'll give Barnabas advantage for listening again.
Nothing. You don't really hear much coming from the other side at all.
I'll slowly open the door.
As you look in, you appear to be in the kitchen area. Still dark in here. There is the door you're coming in from, as well as another door a little bit into the way in a ways to your left.
Any preferences on directions?
If we can head near where the other room is, might be good.
What, you mean the study?
Here, let me do this real quick for you guys.
Oh, gonna
So-
draw some of the map too.
Yep. So you guys went up what would have been over this way. Like this is where you would have gone up. So
Oh, okay.
so right now, like this hall. I'm sorry. You know what? It's not that far. It would have been more like right here. So this hallway went all the way down here, and the room that you are trying to get into was pretty much in the corner over here.
Gotcha.
So you guys went
Okay.
up this way. You're in the kitchen right now, which is a bigger room, and the door that leads this way is what you're assuming is what they went into the other night to give you guys a bit of privacy. So if you go through that door, you're assuming you're going to be back in the study.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Can I have a look around the kitchen?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Well, with that, absolutely nothing.
Well, to be fair, it's just a kitchen.
Oh yeah.
So
But
say I want to see, like, is there any food stores up here? Or how long ago was this kitchen basically used?
We're looking
type
for
of deal?
snacks, man.
Rothgar, investigation.
Everything.
Yeah, it's still being used, but it's not being cleaned. It doesn't look like the people who are using it really give a shit. So there are like dishes and stuff like that being used. There is some food up here that looks like it's ready to be used at the moment. It pretty much matches some of the stuff that it looks like it was brought upstairs from the pantry. So it is still currently being used, but it looks like it hasn't been cleaned maybe in weeks, months. Not really sure.
Does not sound right for newlyweds.
Well, if they haven't been around in 2 months, it makes sense. Alba's gonna search around for secret passageways and such.
Okay. Go ahead and do an investigation. I'm assuming with advantage. Okay. Fuck. So, all right. You know what? Let me.
You know, there are more numbers on those dice than 20s and 1s, guys.
I'm going to go ahead and do this again over here so it'll be easier to see. I will erase all this in a minute. All right. So, you are currently. I didn't have a map for this because you guys are fucking insane sometimes.
Of course we are.
You guys came up through a door that was right around here.
Mhm.
The kitchen appears to be almost all the way length or width of the house, and the door is over here that goes out to the study. As you're looking around, you don't find a secret passage or anything, but you do notice that looking around, like just from touching the wall, feeling for spots, you do feel like on this wall over here, there is a bit of hollowness behind it, maybe a passageway. There's no entrance to that room or to that passageway here, but you do notice, like as you're touching it, in the sound sounds hollow, like if you tap on it a little bit.
This is weird. This part's hollow.
Hollow.
As in, there's nothing behind it.
Perhaps a hallway behind it.
You know what? You got a 27. All right. As you're tapping and following it around, every now and then you start to hear it's not hollow anymore. So like as you travel down this direction, you need to start tapping higher and higher for it to stay hollow. And as you traveled in this direction, you had to go lower and lower. So you're thinking it might be a passageway that is like at a decline, maybe like a stairway.
Starting on the second floor at the southwest corner, and then moving possibly all the way down to that other room in the basement in the northwest.
A
Right.
definite possibility.
Ready to go upstairs, everyone?
Sounds like a plan.
Do we wish to
All right.
investigate the rest of this floor first?
Well, we know the room downstairs is alarmed with the magic alarms, and you did say you heard something back there, right, Barnabas?
Barnabas fell asleep.
Sorry, my Discord keeps cutting out. I'm missing like every other word that everybody's saying.
I was just saying you did hear something behind the alarm door, correct?
How dragging sounds.
Interesting. I think we should check upstairs for this other passageway.
I'll be back in a second. I gotta restart my Discord.
No worries.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
no problem.
I will follow wherever I am being led.
How are we doing, Matt?
It's green now. It was like yellow and then
Okay.
red for a second. So.
All right. All right. So, you guys are currently in the kitchen.
Yep, we're going.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to go look for? You know how to get upstairs. Like the main entrance that you came into had stairways going up. So do you want to go there? Do you want to search the rest of this floor?
I think we should head upstairs.
I'm fine for upstairs.
Very well.
All right.
Okay. So, you guys, Elba, when you get to the door that goes back out to the study, not trapped, not locked, no light on the other side.
Sweet. Alba will quietly open it and head towards the stairs.
So you go out, and you can take a right. There is no door that separates the lounging area from the main entrance. So walking through, you don't hear anything. You get to the stairs. There is one on this side that circles up, and one on this side that circles up. But they both lead to the same place.
GM, before we continue,
Mhm.
as we get into the main hall and pretty much everywhere we've been on the top floor, or main floor, could I do a survival check to see if we're being watched? Could I check?
I would
with my
say that we've
instincts?
perception.
I'll do perception, but yeah, it's kind of like, are my instincts kicking in that we're being watched here?
You don't sense anything. I mean, you do know there are magic and stuff that can do that, but as far as do you just get the feeling that you're being watched? No.
Okay, well, as I've not noticed anything, I'll just keep that to myself, but I'll keep looking around and just being a bit paranoid.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So when you get to the base of the stairs, down this way, it looks like it's just a closet area that people would put coats and stuff when they get back here. The other way, it appears to go down a hallway and into another room. And then there are the stairs that go up to a landing, and there is on the landing you could either go to the right or left depending on which way you choose. The left would be towards where you think the passage might be.
Yeah, Alba would be just headed towards where the passage might be.
Okay.
Yep. Let's check that out.
All right. As you get to the top of the stairs, Actually, everyone go ahead and do another stealth because now you're creeping through the main portion of the house.
Ooh.
This is where we fail.
Ah.
Well, Alba is in front, so Alba, as you get to the top, you look to the right, you look to the left. There are doors at the end of each. It's not really a hallway; it's more of a landing for the second floor. And the one to the right, you could, looking at the door, see a bit of light coming from the base of it. To the left, no light. As you guys are all walking up, you hear from the right. You hear that? And people starting to move.
Alba just puts a hand behind her.
You're stopping everyone?
Yep.
Okay. Couple of seconds pass. You hear footsteps getting closer to the door at the end of the hallway. Another 2 or 3 seconds pass, and you see the doorway start to open a little bit. And it is what appears to be Kara comes out and just has a look around. You're a 16 in stealth. Let me see. All right. Since you're the only one at the top of the stairs, she doesn't notice you. But she continues looking around, and she goes back in, but she does not close the door. After another couple of seconds, you hear the footsteps stop again, and what sounds like maybe her sitting down, and you just hear her voice. Nothing out there. You must be imagining things again.
She turns back to the others and is like, just puts a finger up to her face.
All right. So the door is no longer closed. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, we could try to stealth again past an open door.
Or I could also just go alone, take a quick peek.
Yes, perhaps that might be best. Some of us aren't the stealthiest.
What I'm gonna do, Barnabas, I'm gonna cast Spider Climb on her so that she can kind of walk along the wall without having to walk in front of the door.
She can, to be a bit more clear as well, Alba, when you heard them go in, it didn't sound like they were walking straight. It sounded like they were going here. All right, so the door was the top of the stairs is going down this way and this way, and the door was over here. It didn't sound like they walked straight in there. It sounded like the footsteps were going deeper into a room over this way. So you don't think they're sitting there where they could see the exit of the door. So it is still if you guys are quiet enough, you do think it's still possible to sneak past them, but it's up to you guys if you think your group is possible or is capable of being quiet.
Perhaps we can try, but first, Alba, just maybe take a peek, see if you can get any bearings on if they're watching us still.
You mean go to the right and peek my head in?
I was actually wondering if you could take an owl along.
Oh, the owl can move by himself. Corin is pretty good.
Well then.
We can keep him there for checking up on those two. I also don't mind just going ahead and seeing if there is a secret passageway.
Yes. Try and check the passageway on the left first.
Sounds like a plan.
You do have spider climb if Barnabas is still casting it on you. And if you're going to go ahead and try to look at the other or sneak up to the other door, go ahead and roll another stealth.
Okay. Ooh.
You approach the door. It's not even fully closed. It's like kind of like slightly ajar. It looks like, it was closed but not all the way. No light or noise from the other side of it though.
Yep, she will just slip in.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to slip in quietly, and immediately towards this end of the room, you do see another door that looks to be going out into the wall. Like, knowing the house's layout, it appears like that would be going to outside, but you're pretty sure they're not going to have a door going outside. So, do you want to approach it?
Yep.
Okay.
She'll also be watching for traps to make sure there's nothing.
You could do one big investigation check for this whole area.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see anything that appears to be trapped or anything like that. You get to the door, doesn't appear to be trapped either. It is locked.
Okay.
It is not locked.
She will slowly open it and peek her head in.
Peek your head in, turn to the right, and it is a staircase going down to a flat landing that looks like there's some light shining around on it. Do a perception check. You again hear the faint sound of maybe it is something dragging across the floor. It's strange. It sounds like friction. It sounds like something moving, but not walking or anything. So you're not exactly sure what it is, but you do hear it, and that's it.
Okay, she's going to peek her head back out the door towards the group and say, like, put up one finger and then point to herself and say, going down.
Oh, I know Gecko loves that.
I'll signal, should we follow?
She just shakes her head.
Barnabas, perhaps send your eyes along.
Yeah, can we send the owl down first?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I mean, you guys could do whatever you want.
Yeah. Send her a nice seeing eye owl.
Don't need to do
You can do a perception with the owl if you want to send it down. I think I give you access to an owl sheet, right?
Yep.
All right. So getting to the base of the steps, the owl starts looking around, and the room is already dimly lit. There are sconces across the walls that are still on fire right now. And the first thing that the owl notices is 2 very large cages that have an occupant in each. One appears to be male, one appears to be female. The female is kind of tossing and turning a little bit, groaning here and there. And the male is face down, completely motionless. No sound, anything like that. And looking at around the rest of the room, it looks like it might have been just a storage area. There are some kegs, there are boxes, a table that has some stuff on it, just random accessories and stuff. After a couple seconds of looking around, the owl flies back up and lands next to you, Elba.
Because fuck that owl.
Barnabas, have you taken your sight away from the owl so we can talk, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Barnabas, what did you see down there?
Well, let's just say I think we should go down there.
Go down there. Okay. She just thumbs up and goes down.
Oh no!
Real quick before you do it, I mean, if you're trying to hear him, he's still pretty far away from you, and I'm assuming you guys are whispering. So go ahead and roll perception.
Okie dokie.
You make out him saying something, but you're not sure exactly what he's saying.
Corin, do I go down or not?
Yes, ask the owl.
Yeah, I think I'm going to signal for the other 3 to start moving towards that room.
If it, I'll give you a 50-50 chance. If the owl rolls high, he'll nod at you. Yeah, he does give you a bit of a, like, because all right, real quick, Barnabas, correct me if I'm wrong. This is obviously your familiar, but it probably has more of an attachment to Alba.
Yeah, because Barnabas probably very much treats it like an object and not like an animal, like, because he doesn't view it as like an actual owl. It's sort of just like a magical spell, so he doesn't really like it very much.
Okay, so
you're not a person.
So you are good with time to time it may favor her over Barnabas.
Oh yeah,
right?
he as long as it leaves him alone, I think he's fine with it.
Okay, so yeah. So when you're kind of just whispering, having to talk with Corin, he gives you a bit of a nod.
Okay.
He saw what was down there. He thinks it would be a good idea to go down.
So she nods and starts heading down without the group.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm signaling the group to head into that room.
Very well, we shall go stealthily.
So,
as we can.
Everyone besides Alba, go ahead and roll another stealth.
Ooh, this is gonna go so well.
Well, I mean, I do it more as a group, so you guys got 2 that passed, 2 that failed, and your highest is a 17, so all right, you guys start making your way. Alba, you get to the bottom of the stairs, and immediately you see the woman. She hears your footsteps coming down. Well, not coming down, but as you reach the bottom, she hears you. And you see her immediately kind of like recoil and move to the back corner farthest away from you that she can, with her hands up over her head and such. And please, food or water.
She just puts a finger to her face again. It's like, shh.
She is not looking at you.
Are you the owners? Just be quiet for a second. We're here for saving you. You are Marcus, and Tara, the player, forgot to write down the woman's name and just wrote woman.
Brielle.
You're Marcus and Brielle, right?
you see her kind of peek from around her arms, and she sees you and doesn't recognize you, and just yes, I'm Priel. Please help me out of here. And she kind of looks over at him. She goes, he hasn't moved in a day. Please help us.
Don't worry.
And she's starting to get louder and more excited.
Just be quiet. Just be quiet a moment. The two that put you here, they're still here. We're gonna.
And when you say that, pure silence again.
I'm gonna see if I can get you out. Are they like locked in the cages, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And at this point, everyone else, you kind of make your way downstairs as. All right. And now I can move you guys to a map.
Hey.
So I don't have tokens for the two in the cages, but the woman is in this one, and the guy is in the one over.
Okay.
And this is the worst map I've ever tried to size. So that some of the tables are like 20 fucking feet long. The sizing on this map does not make sense, but I like the map. So,
Oliver, perhaps some light.
Do you guys not see any light?
I've got a blank screen except for stairs.
Oh yeah,
I can
move
see.
down.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I gotcha.
Both of them are locked. If you want to do an investigation to check for traps, feel free.
Yeah, she will investigate.
I will assist.
Hey, you will get a 27. No traps to be seen. These look like just like they have been cells put down here to keep hold of these two.
Okay, and she's gonna go to Marcus's cage and be just like, I'm just going to get your husband out first so we can get him some help.
I'm gonna
unlock.
Sorry.
I'll unlock you right after. Oliver, be prepared. Some kind of healing something or other.
Thieves' tools. Okay, that's pretty good. It opens. You go in to attempt to remove him, and his body is limp. You can do a medicine check if you want.
Alba's gonna look at Oliver and say, can you help him?
Oliver, if you don't remember, you are muted.
That explains so much.
Oh no!
Did you think we've been ignoring you?
No, I haven't been talking very much. I just forgot that I'm muted. So yes,
go.
Oliver will absolutely make that medicine check and come over and offer to help with the, absolutely. I'll be,
go ahead and do
ready
medicine.
with it. So I'll do medicine. I assume that no one can help me because no one takes medicine. But
yeah, I don't have medicine. So
I have Jack of all trades, so it's good enough. Hey!
Nice.
You think he might have been dead for 2 to 3 days at this point.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Just taking in the scene, it looks like pretty much all of what appears to be what they were given, whether it be food or water on plates or in a bowl, it appears that she has all of them in her cell, while there's no remains of any in his.
Okay. Oliver's just gonna look kind of sad and look at Oliver and just shake his head.
Okay, we're moving on. Okay.
I'll actually go over and just mime casting Spare the Dying. Just just try to make her feel better.
Yeah, you pop this one open too, and she's still like she's not really coming towards you. She's still obviously scared. But she kind of looks at you and then looks at him and start not like loud weeping crying, but you see tears start coming down her face.
It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. And she's going to just crouch down and slowly move towards her. We're gonna get you out. We'll get him proper burial as well.
She as you approach her, she kind of whispers. She goes, he gave me everything that they gave him. He wouldn't eat it himself. He made me.
And he wanted you to survive and be strong. You're gonna be strong, yeah, for him.
She is still with tears streaming down her face. She gives you a bit of a nod and starts motioning to like crawl out of the cage.
Yep, and Alba will help her.
Okay.
All right. So while Alba was doing this, is anyone else doing anything?
Yeah, I'm
Oliver's probably just gonna wait for like Jekyll or someone, or Rothgar to come take the other person.
Yeah, at the moment I'm specifically just hiding at the bottom of the stairs, waiting and listening for steps.
I would actually like to look around the room a little bit first, just to see what all is down here, what was done down here.
Yeah, and I would assist with that.
As long as they're going to be doing that, I will start up the dancing lights again, since Gecko or Rothgar at least has dark vision, so the dim light would be bright light for him.
This is how I also have my nice little light here.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I just made a copper piece, just a flashlight, basically.
So then, go ahead and roll investigation for searching around the rest of the room.
And Barnabas, you said you were assisting.
Yep. Or I can do it. You can assist me because I have +6.
Yeah, let's do it that way then.
All right. Barnabas, looking around, this looks like it might have been a storage room for like more valuable items at some point than the other room that had been torn through. Everything kind of suggests that these cages are newer here. They were just brought in here specifically for this reason. Everything else seems to be just, old plates. There are some old like vases and such. And then there is a bit of overflow of like the storage of food and stuff. That's where you would see like kegs and everything like that. Like searching around in and out of some of the drawers, you do find a couple of things. One being a small jewelry box that has maybe 40 gold worth of objects in it. The other is you find it's a very, very nice, very, very large sword. It's a great sword that has not like arcane inscriptions, but like, it has like a crest inscribed onto it, and it looks very nice. Other than that, it's a lot of just like, it seems to be sentimental belongings.
Well, I'll take the stuff that's like that looks valuable, and then I will grab the sword and take it to Gecko.
Gecko, it is a great sword. Very nicely made. I mean, you're not sure of anything else about it yet.
Okay, I shall be using it for when we eventually go back upstairs.
It's cursed, and now you're screwed.
Yep.
Well, to be fair, you touched it first.
Yeah, but normally you have to
attune and stuff.
Attune to it, but
didn't
explode in my hands. You're all good.
but just I'm almost
You are physically
positive.
capable of letting go of it, correct?
Sure.
Sure.
But just if an item was required attunement, you would still get the +1 and stuff from it, right? While it's not attuned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then treat it as a +1 great sword for now.
Oh shit.
Cool.
You just don't get any additional benefits of whether an extra D6 to whatever or any terrible things that may occur afterwards.
Of course.
I shall add that to my sheet.
Well, I think we need to see about getting them out of here, sending them to the guards, and perhaps we can go take care of the intruders.
I personally think we should do that now. It's a cruel thing to leave people to die in a cage.
Oh no, I'm saying we can get them out of here first, and then have them go to the guards while we deal with the intruders, so they do not simply flee while they go get the guards.
I agree. We need to prioritize them being safe. We don't need the same thing that happened last time if we can avoid it.
So yes, let's quietly walk out.
If you all want, I can. If you all want, I can go ahead with her, and then come back.
Yes, actually, that might be good.
And I'll have Corin with me. And she'll just like scritch at his head.
It may be best to leave him here for now.
Yes.
Okay, bro. I'm going to get you out as quiet as possible.
She nods.
She will just.
I'll put a hand on our captive and give her guidance for a stealth check. And just look at Alba and say, good luck. And Alba, you have a bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Thank you.
Now, Barnabas, make sure to keep an eye as well while they have your pet with them.
He just sort of kind of his brow froze a little bit when you just talk about that, the owl.
Yep. And just let me know if they get caught.
If we get caught, I will scream. And I'm sure she will as well.
If it seems as though they might be heading towards you, or I'll see about setting off the alarm.
I would prefer to stand at the top of the stairs while Alba got her out. That way we can make sure they don't leave that room.
Very well. Shall we all then attempt to go up the stairs at least?
Maybe Alba and the woman first, just slightly ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Alba, if you're going up first, go ahead and roll stealth.
Stealth.
Yep.
And she'll do a d6.
Yep.
D6, just in case. Well, not that much more, but.
18's better than 17.
And the woman Brielle, you gave it guidance, right?
So that's a D4.
You creep up to the top of the stairs. Take a second, listen around. Don't really hear anything. Move towards the door that will go back out onto the landing of the second floor. again. You hear a bit of muttered talking coming from the room across, but no movement or anything. You gonna try to take her out?
Yeah, just gonna take her out through the front door.
And I think the rest of us will all start heading up.
Yeah,
now.
if they made it past, yeah, we'll slowly head up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So, as you guys get back to the top of the stairs, I'll say all of you guys go ahead and do a stealth as well.
Oh.
It has taken me this session to realize how uniquely bad at stealth Oliver is, because everything takes verbal components, including inspiration.
So clank.
Okay.
Clank, clank.
So, you guys make your way to the top. Not very quietly. By the time you get to the top of the stairs, you all hear there's that noise again. As someone's standing up, Alba, you have just led her out the front door and closed it behind her. And we're gonna go ahead and take a break real quick because I had only the map set up for the basement, not up here. So everyone go get a drink, do what you gotta do. And when you get back, people will know you're in the house.
Okie dokie.
Sounds good.
So how are you enjoying us just making your life hell tonight?
It honestly has not been as bad as I thought it would be, aside from map preparation. I hate having to draw stuff out instead of being able to show it to you.
I mean, considering we kind of left it that open-ended, the drawings were still pretty fucking good. I mean, they were detailed enough for us to understand where the directions were and where we were going.
True.
Oh, so that stuff I was looking up for conductive materials and like Percy's what did they call it? Diplomacy, the glove.
Yeah.
I was actually trying to come up with a inventive way for my lightning breath.
Shit.
Onto a weapon. But yeah, I'll probably have to work with Rothgar for that to possibly happen.
Yeah, he might be very helpful when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Gonna make you a fancy weapon?
Oh yeah, all that stuff with the like conductive material and stuff. It was an idea to maybe have it run through the weapon with a storage capacitor to use my lightning breath to give it a charge, like lightning damage with a blade.
Gotcha.
So yes, not really practical, but it was kind of one of those. Sounds like a fun idea.
Let's make a Tesla axe.
Or a Tesla sword, yeah.
I suppose, yeah, you have a sword now too, so Tesla sword.
Hmm?
The lightning rod.
This map is not going to be perfect, but it's going to be much better than if I had to draw an actual map.
It'll be fine.
Honestly, I probably would have used this sword if it wasn't magical, just to deal with, these two.
Yep.
Friggin' being quiet is apparently our kryptonite. I mean, except for Alba.
I'm not proficient, but I do have a +2.
Yep. I also, I believe, have a +2 currently.
Why the disadvantage?
I'm wearing scale mail armor.
Oh, yep. Medium. Okay.
And I, of course, have heavy armor.
Yeah, I figured with that the heavy, but I was just like thinking to myself, why is the like bard?
The bard is because I also have a level of cleric.
Yep.
And so I'm running around in scale mail.
Yep, you'd need like breastplate.
Yep. And honestly, if given the choice, I'm gonna go with a half plate instead because it's better defense.
Yeah, makes sense.
I have a +1. I just suck at rolling.
Yeah, Barnabas has no excuse. Man, I never even thought about the whole, like, I can't make other people better at stealth either because all of it takes me talking.
Yeah.
Like,
it's something you would have to do, like, a decent time before.
Yeah, and, I mean, inspiration lasts for 10 minutes, and guidance only lasts for 1.
I mean, how would a mute bard do it? He'll just, like, point at someone and give them the thumbs up?
The bardic inspiration could also be music, so I could also like play my instrument to give it.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of a mute bard now.
Don't get me wrong, like I love any bard that doesn't just sing. I'm chalking that up to why Oliver's done so poorly on his performance checks, and once I get that expertise, I'm switching to what he was supposed to do, which is storytelling.
Hey, if you want, I'll back you up with some drums. I'm not proficient, but I might as well help.
You've been rolling better than me, so I can't say no.
It's like I'm not the best at performance. But I still get a +3 from it, so maybe I can help you too.
You guys have always been beating me, and I have a +7.
I have a +0.
Next level, I'm making it a +9.
There you go.
All right.
And then when we level up again, it'll jump to a +11. And then if I'm still failing these things, I'm going to be so pissed. Because, like, I have class features and background features that all rely on me being able to perform.
It's like, this is my only gimmick, and I suck.
Yes!
All right, so this again is very makeshift, but it's better than not having a map. So, Alba, you were just letting the person out, so you're on your way back upstairs.
Yep.
Everyone else, I'm assuming probably Geckel and Rothgar towards the front of the group.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay. All right. So I just need these two.
Wait, do one of you two have Spare the Dying?
I have it.
I don't.
That'll come in handy.
I have enough magical healing. I was like, I don't need it. And Jack of all trades in medicine, which does the same thing.
Yeah, because I think we might want to take these two in. Because we have previous owner as witness. And people who have been living there.
You can choose to do non-lethal with melee weapons.
Yeah.
I'm swinging a big greatsword.
Yep.
I may choose to lop off a hand or two.
I have a shiny mace that does 0 damage sometimes.
This. All right. So, I think again, I grabbed a map and put it all together quick. So I'm not using the whole map. I'm kind of just using this as the hallway. But this is basically kind of what you guys are seeing. You all came from a room over in the section. There is another room, and pretty much this is how I pictured it. Aside from there would be no wall and doorway, you would have just walked up onto the second level towards the rooms and stuff. So, can everyone see?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So, then getting back into it, you had heard "There it is again," and you start hearing footsteps coming closer and closer to the door.
I will start walking towards the door.
Okay. I'll say you could probably make it about another 10 or so feet before you see the door. You start seeing a shadow come towards the door.
I shall draw the greatsword.
Okay. And emerging are what appear to be Lawrence and Kara. And you see them kind of just... All right. And one other thing, just because it's annoying, this is not really... That is not an extra room. Because I don't want you guys thinking you can't see them.
Yeah, that's just the map design, yeah.
You see them? Yeah. You see them, they kind of look at you, and he kind of looks over to her, kind of jokingly, like in a playful manner, and I told you I heard something before, dear. And they both draw weapons. So, everyone can go ahead and roll initiative. Make sure you click on your token first.
God damn it. The one time out, I definitely want to be going first with rage.
Alright, and then her.
Rothgar, you don't have disadvantage on initiative rolls, do you?
Darn it. Yeah, no, I do not.
Oh, that would have still been a 3 anyway. That was your first one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. Yep. But,
Okay.
yeah, no. Sorry, my internet just crashed, so I had to reload everything.
No worries. But the 3 is correct, right?
Yes, the 3 is still correct.
Yeah, it's still it's still a 3.
All right. So, as they come out and start pulling their weapons, you can see Lawrence has in one hand has a long sword, while in the other he has a short sword. Both very finely made. Kara pulls out what looks to be a shield, as well as a dagger in one hand. And it is her action first. So, and Elba, I'll say you're able to get up to where the group is, so you'll be in the room and stuff now. So Kara is going to go ahead and make a couple of motions with her hand and point at you, Rothgar. I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy, let's see what happens.
Her DC is 15.
Darn it.
Ooh.
So, you are standing there, you see her point at you, and you kind of are getting ready to fight, and all of a sudden your body just tightens and locks up as she casts Hold Person on you. You are going to be paralyzed for up to a minute, or until she loses her concentration on the spell.
Gotcha.
I'll do that for paralyzed, sure.
Oh, and here's me coming up with a good thing to say to a woman with a dagger.
Okay, well that is her turn. Oliver.
All right. Oliver is going to immediately use his action and cast. Oh, come on. There we go. Bless. Targeting Alba, Rothgar, and Geckel.
Okay.
Any one of you that wants to make a weapon attack as a reaction can do so. I'm going to say Rothgar.
Paralyzed.
Oh, that's right, Rothgar. I'm sorry. I thought
gonna
Geckel
say.
got paralyzed.
Way to rub it in, Oliver.
Sorry.
I mean, if
Um,
the GMs would let me, I could make a quick thrown hand axe.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you and Alba both have ranged weapons. Go for it.
I'm going to say that is going to be... oh, you're closer, Geckel, so I'll give it to Geckel.
Okay, I did not reckless yet, and I'm not raging, so this will be at disadvantage due to the range. And I'll aim for the woman.
A 19 will definitely hit. She will do a Constitution saving throw. She rolled a 13, so she does pass for now. But she does take 10 points of damage.
Nice.
Oliver is quite comfortable where he is, but he is going to look to Rothgar and say, see that he's freezing up and be like, Rothgar, are you okay? And it's going to be a bardic inspiration dice for you, my friend.
Hey.
So you can add it to your next save if you want, if that becomes important for some reason.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right. Alba, it
Okay.
is on you.
Alba's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 using bonus action dash and whack with her sword.
All right.
Whack.
And 11 misses.
And I'm assuming if I add the D4, that still misses? Or could it hit?
If her AC is 14, so it could hit.
Nope.
It does not hit.
5. And then 40. She will immune back.
Okay. Lawrence, kind of with a bit of a smile on his face, is going to go ahead and rush forward. He is going to move. He's going to move here. And he is going to take out a actually, you know what? They weren't expecting this, so I'm going to say no. He has his sword on him, but he doesn't have his other weapons. So, or he has his swords on him. He doesn't have his other weapons. So he is going to move up to there and take the dodge action because he doesn't have anything to throw at you guys.
Hey.
Geckel, your turn.
Yes, so I would like to rage.
Okay. Rage it is.
Because I very much do not appreciate what they've just done to the previous occupants of this house.
Understandable.
So
I mean, you did only get one side of the story so far.
I mean, it's still a pretty fucked up side of the story.
True.
So I'm going to move past our dodging asswipe and go straight to the wife. To Clara.
All right, can you move past him without taking attack of opportunity? Or do you have to get close to him?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I can get past him.
Okay. All right, you approach her, and he kind of, as you're running past, his smile kind of cracks a bit, and he looks angry at you passing him up and going for her.
Well, that's not my problem. So, yep, I'm taking a nice, wide, reckless swing.
That definitely hits. All right. Another 14 damage. Wow. Another Constitution save. This one is a 16.
Gotcha.
I'm trying here, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I'll see if I can break out of it next time.
But,
Right, so that is your action and movement, right?
correct, yes, I do not have a bonus.
Barnabas.
Mage armor.
Yep,
call.
good plan. Good plan.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if this guy hits you, that's probably going to be a good idea to have that on.
Yep.
Any movement? Anything bonus?
I'll stay there.
Hi,
Stand behind the Dragonborn statue.
Uh-huh.
Solid plan. I approve.
All right. Rothgar, it is your turn. I believe you get to make saves every turn, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. All right. At the end of your turn, though, so you can roll another wisdom
it's
saving
gonna-
throw.
Yep, it's gonna take my entire turn, but
All right, and you don't have to use that,
No,
or
Doesn't have to.
yeah. So
Yep,
you don't. You
yeah,
can save it.
definitely not. Yep.
Okay.
So
So
I'm still frozen.
yep. You start trying to wiggle around, but you cannot shake the spell yet. It is her turn. As you run up and hit her, a bit of blood comes out of her mouth, and she kind of looks at you angrily, and she is going to go ahead and reach her hand out towards you and cast Inflict Wounds.
Awesome. It's
That is
I've got a 16 AC.
she rolled a 15. Actually, wait, no, does she have a +4 or +3? Yeah, nope, she rolled a 16. No, my math is fine.
At advantage.
All right, real
because I
quick, 12?
recklessed.
Okay, never mind. So yeah, never mind. Doesn't matter then. She hits. I rolled a 12 and it's +3, but I thought it was +4. So yeah, yes, it does hit. And inflict wounds is 3d
10.
10. Okay. This is going to be necrotic damage. D10. So you'll take 6 points of damage.
Is it half to 3?
Oh no, it was 13, so it's already
Oh,
half.
okay.
So it's already halved. Yep.
That suits me perfectly well because she's just hit me.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I'm going to vengefully attempt to chop her hands off. At a 29 to hit.
Yeah, and you do 14 more damage. All right, and she's gonna roll a. Well, that's an 8. So Rothgar, you are free.
Hey.
There, and then it was how much? 14 more damage. Okay. That is her turn. She is scared to move away from you. Actually, nah, she wouldn't know that you used a reaction. That's not how I'm gonna play her. So, Oliver.
Oliver is going to see Hrothgar relax a little bit, and he is going to make an attack roll against this other gentleman with Ray of Frost.
Hey.
Okie dokie. A 10 unfortunately does not hit.
Oh yeah, it would have been at disadvantage as well.
No?
True.
He's dodging.
Why?
He's dodging.
Oh,
so
right,
yeah.
he's dodging. Okay, yep.
Yep.
That's why I love Rob. He reminds me of these things I forgot.
In that case, Oliver is going to, I think, just end his turn from there. Can't think of much else he would be doing. He knows well enough to keep Barnabas protected, so yeah, that's his turn.
Back to you.
Okay. She sees that Gekul has pretty well got the lady under control, so she's going to 5, 10 attempt to whack him.
Right?
I'm not even gonna try the D4 on that one. And then offhand.
Will hit. And you'll get your sneak.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. 16 points of damage.
Very nice.
All right. Even with the disadvantage, you still hit. Nice. Yeah. So you are able to find a bit of a weak spot in his armor. Give him a nice little gash on his side, and you staying still. You moving back.
Yeah, she will move
I just stay next to him.
there.
All right. Is that all your turn? No
Yep.
more actions? All right.
Nope.
Yeah. You just stabbed this guy, but he does not like that Gekkel is going after her, so he is going to flank Gekkel, even though he doesn't need to. All right. The first attack he is going to do is going to be slicing at you with his longsword.
Awesome.
A 17 to hit.
Yes.
8 points of damage. We would half that down to 4. And then his offhand is going to be with a short sword. 19 to hit.
Yes.
All right, that is going to be 6 points of damage, half down to 3.
Yeah, I'm still looking good.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, from what you've already done to her, she is bloodied.
I would expect so with nearly 38 points of damage done.
Yep.
So,
It is your turn, Gekkel.
Perfect. I shall attempt to, as she's trying to probably stick her hands out to get me away, I'm once again going to recklessly attempt to remove her hands from her.
That hits.
I believe you mean
For-
disarm.
17 points of damage. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm scared when you get 2 attacks.
I'm going to destroy things with 2 attacks.
All right. I'm assuming you're staying still?
Well, I'm perfectly fine where I am.
Okay. Barnabas, you see Gekkel tearing into this woman while being swung at with swords from behind.
Well, all of my stuff. I even got some new cantrips, and they're all a lot closer range than I feel comfortable at. So I'm just going to cast Firebolt at her, and miss terribly.
You will miss. You will miss. But hey, guys, Barnabas has an offensive spell.
I actually have 1,
Hey.
2, 4 cantrips that are damage.
Nice.
Nice.
I can't do Earth Tremor or Magnify Gravity while he's standing in the middle of them. Though,
Yes, you can.
so-
Oh.
You can certainly do Magnify Gravity if you wish. Because it'll
It's
only
always
do
barbarian
half
that's like,
damage.
yeah, go ahead, hit me with the fireball. Don't worry about it.
But that's all I'm going to do.
Okay.
Just-
Rothgar, you
Cool.
finally have broken free. You get your wits back about you. You're able to move again, and you see Gekkel being surrounded while he literally beats this woman into the wall.
All right, I am going to take out my wood carving tools and summon forth a forced ballistic turret,
Okay.
a tiny one in my hand, and then I'm going to take a shot at the husband while he's whacking at my nice friend from behind.
Okay.
I think that hits.
Does hit.
Cool. And that is that is 9 damage, and he's pushed back into this wall, actually. And then I'm
Need more. Okay. Movement.
that'll be all there.
Okay. Grab this because for some reason it's not working on her character sheet. Yeah, she is going to go ahead and use her big spell. Once again, she's going to reach out at you. But this time, it's not the same look. It's a much... you sense more power coming from it, and she's going to reach out at you and try to just grab your jaw in her hand. She rolls a 19 to hit.
Yes.
And she is doing Vampiric Touch on you this time.
Awesome.
So 3d6. So you're going to take 7, half down to 4, and she's going to only heal for 2. Yay. That was supposed to be her big fucking...
I mean, when that works against someone who doesn't have resistance, that's a big spell.
Oh, yeah, it can be, yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, she is going to try to circle around you a bit to get out of, at least make them have to shoot past you if they're going to shoot at her. And that will be her entire turn. Oliver.
Gecko, are you all right? Which is going to be our good friend.
Nine points for you, Gecko. And I think that means you get to swing again.
Yes, it does.
It does.
It does.
So I shall continue to recklessly try to disarm this woman. For a low damage of 12.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to go ahead and hit her.
12.
She looks horrible.
And then I'll move 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to move closer for once, surprisingly, to get an angle that I'm hopefully not going to shoot Gekla in the back of the head, and I'm going to fire off another ray of frost.
For it. Also missing. She has an AC of 14.
Yeah.
Elba.
Yep.
Was that all your movement?
That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Ella, back on you.
Okay.
The woman looks as if she's ready to die, and the guy still looks pretty healthy, but he is enraged at what's going on.
Okay. She is going to 30, and she is going to attack the woman.
Okay.
Rapier.
That does hit. Sneak.
Rapier. Sneak.
Okay. Go ahead and move towards the guy, because you kill her on the first hit with sneak attack.
Oh, okay. And I don't think she gets the second sneak.
No, you don't get the second sneak, but you do 1 point of damage to him.
Yeah, 1 point.
Hey.
Oh,
Right.
and actually she wouldn't be able to move and attack because this is 30, so she's actually going to just sit there.
Okay, so you're not doing the second attack?
Actually she'll bonus action move behind Gecko.
You mean meat shield?
Oh, this could set up for something very interesting.
Yep. And then I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, even though she will be right back, Gecko, you just beat the hell out of this woman, but Alba is the one who killed her. And he is going for Alba.
Oh no, we like that.
Oh.
Trust me, we like that.
And he is going to go ahead and swing his longsword. for a 24 to hit, so she will take 12 points from that. And his offhand short sword for a 23, and she will take 8 points from that. So 20 points total.
Damn.
Ow.
Ow.
And you said that was a good thing he was attacking her.
Yes, I do. I think that you both need to stay where you are and pray that he rolls poorly.
All right. So we'll remind her.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. 20 points of damage.
Well, I shall move behind him, knowing that I have an advantage due to a blind spot. I won't recklessly do it.
Okay.
And I will shout out to Hrothgar, make sure she doesn't die.
Understood.
That does hit, surprisingly.
I would hope so.
Right, so that is minus 20. Wow. Okay. All I'll say is too bad that you're not attuned yet.
I kind of want to see what this sword is now.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So is that all your movement? Everything? You're going to stay there?
Yep, unless he either moves away or someone gives me an extra reaction. That's all I can do.
All right. Barnabas. This guy just ran up and beat the shit out of Alba.
Well, unfortunately, Gecko ruined my plan. Well, I'm still gonna do it, but he just got in the way of it.
I said you could. I said you could do it.
I know, but if you hadn't moved, I could have done it right there, and right here it would only hit him. But I'm gonna cast Magnify Gravity.
Oh boy.
All right. And what is that save?
It is Constitution saving throw.
He is, surprisingly,
Yeah, I
Pretty
think
good at that.
I think I passed that myself.
Wow.
What the hell?
Yeah.
1 in 400.
okay, he rolled an 8, so get fucked.
Can I take
17 force damage.
Can I take like nothing for the two nat 20s?
That's minus 17. No, no. Fuck you. You're still taking damage.
I mean, so it's half from the save
It's-
and
And then
half
half
again.
again.
Yep.
So
8
4.
down to 4.
And his speed is half. Not that he probably plans on going anywhere, but
So it's just his speed halved, right? Since he failed, it's not both.
Oh no, you can
Yeah.
half mine as well. I don't care.
yeah, but you don't. It's
Yeah,
it's only
It would
fail.
just be the ones who fail to save.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming you're comfortable staying back there far away.
Yep.
Okay. I've never used that spell before, but that is a fucking cool spell.
It's from the
Oh, the wild mount.
wild
Yeah.
mount. Yeah.
Yep.
Tara, no, you did not die, but I didn't want to take the damage away from you. You took 20 points of damage after you killed her.
Yep. Her husband was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty bad.
I only took that spell because it's transmutation, and I'm transmutation wizard. So
That's a good spell for anyone. It don't even gotta be transmutation.
well, that's true. I just it went with my theme as well. You know?
Yeah. All right, Hrothgar, we are up to you.
Well, let's see here. Let's see. I think. Yeah. Can I get all the way up to her and stabilize her?
Wait, is she down?
He's talking about the wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
wait,
asked him
wait.
to make sure she doesn't die.
Yeah,
And
that's
I-
why
And I forgot to say non-lethal damage.
I just thought you were talking about Alpha, and I was like, wait, is 20 enough to kill her?
I died.
Close enough. Spare the dying, I'm guessing.
He's just dropped.
Yep. He's back.
Yeah, sorry, lost you there. So
course.
action, spare the dying, so we don't lose our captives.
Okay.
And then I'm going to then use my cannon to shoot him, which will be a disadvantage, but still.
Missing,
So didn't matter anyway. And then stay right there.
Okay. Right. It would have been her turn, but she is unconscious. Oliver.
All right. It's a big gamble, but if it works, this is going to be beautiful. Oliver's going to move 5, 10, 15, and is going to upcast
Oh no, I see what you're doing here.
Dissonant Whispers.
I love that spell.
So if he fails his save, he has to move away from me as fast as he can, which will provoke attacks of opportunity.
Yes, it will.
All right, it is a wisdom save.
DC 15 Wisdom.
Right. He's not terrible at wisdom. He has a +1. Roll a 13.
Cool. So
Guess
he
what?
takes 14 psychic damage, and he runs 30 feet straight away from me and provokes opportunity attacks from Hrothgar, Gekkel, and Alba.
Yeah, he does that. And it's his reaction, right? Not on his turn.
It is his reaction.
All right, so that's 1, 2. I'm not going to have him run that way. I'm going to have him just run this way, so we'll be able to see where he's going.
It is, yeah. It's whatever direction is he can run in.
All right, so yeah, we'll start with Hrothgar. You could go first.
All right.
Do you have a melee weapon?
I have a hand axe.
Do it.
Let's see what happens. Ugh.
Not quite. Alba.
Alba.
And you would get sneak attack on that too.
Yeah, he's looking pretty hurt. He is bloodied.
As he's leaving or about to leave our reach, would I have been able to still get the attack advantage due to where he was?
No, because it would have. You wouldn't. It's once he leaves your range, so no, he wouldn't have been in the same spot when you attacked him.
Just making sure.
Misses.
You still have blessed. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Oh, you do. So. You do.
I've got a modifier on the sheet, so I got it on the attack already. It's the.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
if you hover over the number, it's the final +1 in brackets.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, Alba, it is your turn.
Okay.
You are hurting.
Yep.
But he looks very hurt too.
Okay. Yeah, Alba will take a chance. 5, 10, 15, 20. Whack with her rapier.
Yeah. How do you want to kill him?
Ooh.
Hey.
Go ahead. I want to see how much you overkill him by. So roll your sneak attack damage too.
Well, she wouldn't get sneak attack at this point.
I think you would because you're a swashbuckler,
It's your
right?
new turn.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so that would have been an extra. Yeah. Yep. So from the crit attack, he would have died, but you also did a whole bunch of crit damage with sneak attack. So how is she doing them in?
Yeah, she is going to. The first attack is the normal attack, like a stab. Once she sees that she's got him, she's going to just keep going at him.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. By the end of it, your hilt is pretty much touching his chest, and the blood is kind of just pouring down your hand. You pull back, and he slumps to the ground dead.
She flicks her rapiers and puts them away, turns around, crosses her arms. Well,
All right. I think he's done.
Are we out of initiative?
Yes, you
Yeah, I was
are.
gonna say.
I am
I'm gonna
immediately going to run over to Alba and give her a second level cure wounds.
And I'm going to stabilize him so we have our other hostage as well.
Okay.
I'm going to retrieve my hand axe, which I threw at the woman.
Yep.
I'm going to pull out my pipe and smoke.
Alba, you regain 20.
thank you. I am now full again.
I like Barnabas. Just
Are you okay? That looked hurt. I'm sorry I didn't fix it. I thought maybe it would be. I thought it would work, and I'm sorry. And that looks like it hurt.
It's no problem. I'm fine now. I didn't die. I instead killed both of them, actually, or attempted to. I forgot we were supposed to do things non-lethally, but they deserved it.
no worries. I've taken care of it.
Let's get them back to police custody before
Well, I
they
was
wake
gonna
up.
say, let's tie them up here and then perhaps check out the room they came from.
Tie them up, I'll go do that. I'm fine now.
Well, I will
Very
stay with them if others wish to investigate.
Good. Yes, I'll assist Alva and see what they might have been doing.
Alba, go ahead and do an investigation. As you get into the room, it kind of looks like another, like not as much of a lounge area, more of a study. Like there are some books on the walls and stuff like that. A couple of nice, comfortable chairs with little tables next to them, a fire going in the fireplace. You don't really find much information. There is a book that is opened, but facing down on one of the chairs. Looking through it, what languages do you speak?
Just Elvish and Common.
Okay, you don't understand the language it's written in, but it looks like it might have been being read at the time they were interrupted.
She just shrugs and keeps a hold of it, figuring someone can probably read this.
Okay.
Do I know? I also know Draconic. Is it in Draconic?
It is not.
Okay, thought so.
I stayed out with Gecko.
Yes, you did.
And Barnabas is smoking up.
Mm-hmm.
The ironic thing is, even without that with that 9 points of healing, it would have barely just take me below half.
Yep, barbarians.
Yeah. Aside from that, it looks like this room was mostly just the previous inhabitants' belongings still. It looks like it just might have been a comfy room to sit in. More out of the way. It's more towards the back of the house, so the light on wouldn't really grab much attention.
Cool.
Should we look around the rooms to see where they were purposely resting?
I believe so, and also we should check their pockets as well. And I'm gonna
Gecko,
rifle
are you
through
all
their
right?
pockets.
Right. The room you already have gone through the room that they were resting, although you didn't investigate it. It is the room that had the passageway that went down to the basement.
So she can investigate that as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And I will assist as well.
All right. Well, when you do go through the pockets, you really don't find much. You do find the two. You do find the two holy symbols on their persons, but other than that, it seems like they weren't holding on to all of their belongings.
Gotcha.
Alba, as you go into the other room, you do find a couple of things. In one corner of the room, they have it looks like a stash of different assortment of things. There are not urns, well, I guess you could call them urns. Yeah, they're nicely made urn. It looks like a pile of valuables, basically. You're not sure if they're all from this. Like some of them look like they come from far off areas. Like there are different designs and stuff that make you think maybe they're not from even Taldore. So you do find a pile of valuables. Are you interested in taking?
No.
Okay. You find a how to describe it? It's kind of like all right. It's a cloak, but it's a little bit strange looking. It looks like as you're moving it around, like one of those optical illusions that like changes color as you're moving it. Do an Arcana check. Not exactly sure what it is, but you do sense it has some magical properties to it, but you're not sure.
Probably fancy. I'll get Barney to take a look at this.
All right.
Isn't that right, Corin? Hoot hoot, says Corin.
All right, and then
yes, I'm fine.
And then the only other stuff you find is it looks like you find a handful of like letters and notes, but they going through them, they all appear to be from the previous people, nothing belonging to the two who held them captive.
Okay.
What did you roll for investigate? Yeah, as you're going through the last one, the most recent date. Well, no, not the most recent. The date that has not been opened that was like the longest time ago. So like you assume this is after they like right around the time they were captured, was from just over 2 months ago. So this has been going on for quite a while, as far as you can tell.
Terrible people. Yep, if that is it, then she'll just say, well, all right, Rothgar, time to get our resident magician to take a look at these items, I suppose, and get the two worthless pieces of most... Ugh. They should just be dead.
That is not up to us to decide. If anything, I think it is up to the owner of this domicile to decide.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
And
at least I did get to kill her wife in front of him, just as what she had to experience with her husband.
And Geckel, you were out staying with them, and so was Oliver. You guys can do an investigation real quick as well.
Ooh, I've got a +1.
I only have a +2.
I can
both
help.
you can roll it. Oh, I mean, true. He can help one of you, so we'll say he helped Geckel. Sure.
Hey.
Like I said, they don't really have much on them, but as you're tying them up and stuff, you do notice that his weapons are very nicely made. They're not magical, but they would be like masterwork, so they are a +1 short sword and long sword.
Well, he clearly does not need them anymore.
Also, as you're looking, her shield is very nicely made. It would also be a +1 shield.
Nice.
Very nice.
That is how she got the extra bit of armor. So yeah, you could add that. So as you guys are doing this, maybe about I'll say, just as you guys are coming out of the room where they were sleeping, out of the bedroom, you hear the front doors bang open, and a group of guards just make yourselves known. Guard is here, and you hear just steps or feet running up the stairs.
We're up here.
Up here.
We got the two.
They all, like, about 12 guards run up, and they all still have weapons drawn. Some have crossbows, some have swords and shields, and they are all still at the ready and aiming at you. And the guy in the front goes, "All of you stay there, don't move." And he turns and says, "Bring her up." And a couple of seconds later, the woman comes up, and as soon as she looks around, she doesn't really recognize most of you because it was mostly her just talking to Alba. But as soon as she sees Alba, she goes, "No!" And she puts her hand on one of the guy's crossbows and pushes it down. And she goes, "No! They're the ones who freed me." And they all start putting their weapons down and kind of get at ease. And the one who seems to be in charge approaches and, "Well, what happened here? We haven't been told much. We were just told we had to come immediately."
I'll pick both of them up by their hair and just lift them up in front of myself.
It seems these two had locked up poor Marcus and Briol in their own basement and possibly were connected with the rumored cult activity to the north.
And he kind of looks back and forth between some of the everything. He looks down to Brielle, and she nods in agreement with what you're saying. And he kind of looks around. He goes. He singles one of the guards out in particular. He goes, "This is your section now. Have you not noticed anything?" They have a bit of a back and forth argument about, nothing's been strange has been happening. There's no reason for me to have looked there.
If she hears that, she's gonna be like, "Apparently they were down there for 2 months."
And the guy, as you're saying that, he was giving like a response to the captain. And when you say 2 months, the captain just looks at him and silence. "We'll deal with that later." And the guy looks pretty nervous. And he bends down, or he looks at you all. "Well, you've done a great service to this to the city. More than what some of us can say." And he kind of looks over his shoulder again. "Thank you. I can't offer you much myself. I'm just a captain of the guard, but is there anything we can do to help you? Do you need anything? How can we repay you for what you have done here?"
I don't really need repaying for this, but I would ask, would she prefer these two to be dealt with now or in the courts?
The woman kind of looks up at you, and she looks like she's trying to talk, but nothing's coming out. And the guy just kind of he goes, "Courts are always backed up. They'd be sitting in prison for a while. You're sure they're alive?" And he kind of like looks at you knowingly, like,
I can certainly go check around the corner if you wish.
"We're done here. She's given us her story. She's corroborated yours. We'll be on our way if yeah. It's just a shame that we couldn't get here in time to bring them to justice the right way." And he nods at you and turns around and starts walking away, and the other guards follow him, and she's scooped up, and she makes them wait a second, and she looks to you guys and all. "They're going to be bringing me to one of the hospitals, or one of the temples, to be checked up and fed and everything. I don't know if I'm going to be coming back to this house."
No, that makes sense, dear. He went through an awful lot.
"Well, you all you all rescued me. I can offer a bit of repayment. In our bedroom," and she points down the hallway. She goes, "We kept a bit of savings underneath the bed, under our board. Please, I have plenty of money in the bank still. Just take that as thank you for saving me and taking care of these." And she kind of looks at him and spits down on the guy. "Monsters."
Thank you so much, dear. We very much appreciate it.
She nods, and one of the guards who had waited back kind of looks at you all to see if anyone else has anything to say, and if not, he's going to walk her out.
I'm specifically going to ask Oliver. Oliver, for what I'm about to do next, you should probably wait outside.
Oliver looks squeamish as all hell, but he'll just kind of nod and follow the guards out.
Oh, look, Oliver, you want to come with me to grab the gold?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a way to get you away from things.
Yeah, as soon as Oliver's out of the way, I'll be taking out the great axe and beheading.
I was going to say, one moment, Gecko. We could... Alright, out of character real quick. Is it possible to just kind of just wake him up just a little bit so they can see us while we do it?
Say with Spare the Dying as being used on like a NPC instead of a character, you're not able to really wake them up. They're going to be unconscious as this happens.
I'm gonna say Spare the Dying wouldn't even wake up a player. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys could technically you would because of Spare the Dying, you would have been able to heal them to revive them if you wanted to make sure they could see it. But
using magic healing on them, I don't feel that bad.
Yeah, but just because of how it is, they're not PCs and stuff. I'm gonna say that they're unconscious. It would have taken more than just a cure wounds to wake them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, then. Never mind then.
I'd line them up and ask whoever doesn't want to watch to go look for the gold.
I would say that as she was leaving, Barnabas would hand her a little bit of pipe weed and say, for your nerves, dear."
She kind of takes it from you, holds it up to her face and smells it. She like kind of recoils back from it and like, thank you, sir. I'll. And she puts it away in her pocket and she just goes, "Thank you." Well, you are getting the
drug dealer.
Yeah, you're getting the grieving widow high.
Hey, if anybody needs to get high.
Very true. If I was a widow who had just been held captive for 2 months, I would probably want to smoke too.
Yeah.
But yes, whoever doesn't wish to be here when I do this, you should go look for the money in the other room.
Well, Oliver and Alba.
Peace.
Yep.
Okay.
Barnabas will hang out and watch.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So, Alba and everyone who accompanies her, you go in. You start looking around underneath the bed, and you do see a board that looks a bit out of place. It looks like it's bent a bit to the point where you're able to use the tip of like either your rapier or a dagger to kind of pry it open a little bit. And down inside there is a small chest that you can pull out.
Okay.
You pull it out. Geckel, you are more than welcome to do whatever you want to do while they're occupied.
Yeah, I'm just typing it in chat.
Oh, gotcha.
So, opening up the chest, you find Alba. You're the one looking. Go ahead and roll 2d12 plus 6.
Okay.
And now roll a D200. Okay. You find 21 platinum pieces and 85 gold pieces.
Hot damn.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on Gecko to clean up all the blood that just splattered all over him.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been that marveled.
Well, yeah, but you know, you don't want to be.
I just picture Barnabas there, like fucking, like Tommy Chong from the Cheech and Chong movie, just like, dude.
Can't walk outside like that. You know?
All right, so yeah, you guys find it. Gecko, I'm assuming you probably move them around a corner or something, or into a different room.
Yes, especially so. I reckon the others would have handled it a lot better, but I don't want Oliver seeing 2 decapitated bodies.
Fair enough.
Especially defenseless bodies.
Also true.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna get my rope back. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna take my rope off. Then might as well take that back.
Also, has a few red stains on it, but nothing terrible.
Of course.
So you guys gather all the belongings. I'm assuming leave the corpses there. I mean, the guards know that they're there, so.
Yeah, we'll leave them for the guards to clean up, considering they
Yes.
royally fucked up with not realizing the owners were held captive for 2 months.
True. All right.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So yeah, you guys make your way back out, and it is the middle of the night at this point. Streets are basically empty. There are still 4 guards stationed outside, watching. 2 of them watching the front, and then 1 like at each corner of the house, so they could see down like the pathways to the front, between front and back. And I mean, you guys can assume there are probably guards at the back as well, making sure nothing happens.
Oh yeah. Quickly get one of their attention. It's like the husband's body is in the basement there, in a cage still. He'll need a proper burial.
The guy acknowledges you, leans over, whispers something to the other guy, and he nods at him and heads inside.
And the 2 remains, we'll call them, are left upstairs in one of the rooms. You'll visibly be able to tell where they are.
He just kind of nods again, acknowledging. So,
well, I think we're done here.
Oh, what do you guys want to do? Go get some sleep? Middle of the night?
I think that sounds good.
Yep, time to rest up.
And as you guys were going over them, the religious symbols that you found, they are the same as they are 3 inverted triangles arranged into 1 long triangle.
Is it the same as the ones before?
The ones that Barnabas saw?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, which would mean that these are blatantly symbols of Asmodeus?
It's not necessarily him. It's more of the group that's following him.
Yeah.
So they're more symbols of the Court of 9 rather than of Asmodeus himself. But yes, it is definitely relating to him.
I don't know if Oliver found any of those because I rolled terribly on investigation, but if he did, he will straight up refuse to even touch them.
Well, I think it was Rothgar who was looking over them first because he's the one who like went over the
He rolled
bodies.
well, yeah.
So he would you would have seen them, but you wouldn't have been the one handling them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think we should rest up, spend the night. We can discuss in the morning what we'll do next.
And Oliver.
Yes.
You guys are all going back to the tavern now, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you get back there, how many days has it been since you saw the Margrave?
I have been keeping track. I think
this is the third night, right?
This will be the third night, yes.
Okay.
So if we rest, it will have been 3 days.
Okay. Well, when you get back, Allison greets you with a sealed letter. Do you want me to show it to everyone, or do you want me to just show it to you?
Oh, Oliver does not care who sees it.
Okay. So this is the letter that you get.
Ooh. Did I see? Feywild. Immersion from to the trees.
Yeah, I don't think we're ready for the Feywild just yet.
You guys will be fine.
Please.
See, initially when you brought these two out, I was thinking, have we just walked into a house with 2 vampires?
It was a possibility.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Zimmerset. Ooh, wow. Thank you. I'm gonna. Yeah.
That's amazing, Oliver. You got a lead, and she just slaps his back.
Yes,
Oliver barely acknowledges this, in spite of almost getting knocked on his ass. Yeah. I gotta go and yeah. Okay. See you all in the morning.
Good night. Sleep well.
Night, Oliver.
I guess this has been a good point to ask this since I've been meaning to for a while. Is there any sort of existing like postal system?
Oh yes. The ones for the main cities are I mean obviously they all take their time to get there. The main cities are probably cheaper than sending to like the smaller settlements and stuff just because it's easier to get to them via main roads. But yeah, you could definitely have letters sent to anywhere on the continent.
Fantastic. I've just been meaning to ask.
Yep. I believe the campaign that Matt ran that was in Taldori, we were getting letters to and from freaking other continents.
I believe that is true, but I wasn't positive if that was still going to be in place.
Well, there was
with the
that, but it
time
was
lapse.
also because Tara's character Astrid was constantly
messaging. Yes.
Yeah. She had sending and just constantly is using it
all the time.
I'm still very upset we never got Matt's French accent.
Yeah. I'm so upset we never got Richter's vampire dad.
Oh my god, fuck you for that. So yes, you can send letters, no problem. If I'm assuming you might be interested in Kymel, since that's kind of where you said you were from. That would probably be about a 7 to 8 day process to get there. And would probably cost about. I'll just round it up instead of saying 8 and say 1 gold piece.
I would very safely say then, let's just do this retroactively since I'm assuming I would know about this.
Yeah.
We should deduct a gold piece for every session that we've had.
Okay.
Because Oliver has been writing letters home at the end of every session.
Okay. Then this would be your 4th gold piece.
Yeah, I will deduct one for
after this. I will keep
Okay.
track of them.
Yep.
It's fine. I just wanted you to know.
No worries.
Okay.
All right. So, Oliver heads on upstairs, gather his thoughts, figure out what to do. What is everyone else doing? You guys are all. The tavern is empty right now. It looks like they have been cleaning up. They're about ready to go to bed themselves. What do the rest of you want to do?
Barnabas, do you have time to look over this book? Do you read this language? Also, I've got this cloak.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the book.
Yep.
I'm gonna get the alchemy jug out and start pouring a few drinks out if anyone wants them.
Thank you. Yes, please. I almost was killed again, so.
Just gonna throw it out there. If anyone thinks to ask the half demon or the half devil about the
Yep.
devil cult's book, like,
Yep. That's my thought.
To be fair, it is an infernal.
Yeah. Oliver went
Go.
upstairs too quick, so.
Yeah, so.
he'll be happy to do
see.
it in the morning.
I don't speak that, and I don't have comprehend languages, but I can ritually cast identify on stuff.
Oh, I do have comprehend languages too.
All right. Well, Barnabas, real quick, go ahead and just do a history check to see if you could at least recognize what language it is. Yeah, I mean, you've seen the symbols before in other types of magic and stuff, so yeah, you do know it is infernal, but yeah, other than that, not really much you can tell.
I'll ask Oliver tomorrow morning. Thank you. And here's the fun thing. And she just drops the cloak on his lap or hands.
Okay. I'm just going to. I don't have a card made for this yet, but I'll just put it in Discord quick. It is a cloak of many fashions. Basically, you can make it at will change into looking like another cloak. So you can make it just change color.
Wrong chat.
Yep.
Oh shit. All right. Yeah.
Who
So
did
there.
you just send our magic item to?
I sent it to Matt's other game.
Here, well, I'll delete it from that channel.
All good. Yeah.
It's
So
still a fun one.
yeah. So you can make it look like other magical items. Even it won't gain the properties, but you can make it look however you want.
Neat.
I'm assuming Geckel has something he wants you to look at too.
I mean, would it have been over an hour since me first picking it up and walking back to the inn?
Not an hour now.
Sure,
Don't.
I'll hand it
Don't
over.
I was gonna say, don't just attune to things. Come on.
I mean, I was going to just attune to it because it was.
You say to the man who constantly fights recklessly.
I know, but come on.
But yeah, I'll hand it over for if Barnabas would be willing to look it over.
All right, give me 1 second. I just want to have the.
Well, I know for a fact it's a +1 great sword.
Yes, you do. I just want to have. Yeah, here, sure. Do. All right, there. And again, this is just the pretty much most basic one I could find. So if you find like art that you would rather use, definitely change it. And come on, load. Yeah. There. So now your crits will do even more crits.
Oh.
Nice.
I think I'm going to be keeping hold of this bad boy for a while.
It is definitely a nice one.
Yeah. Especially for a
You know
guy
what that
who
looks like?
attacks viciously.
You know what that looks like? That looks like a 3-level dip into fighter.
I think the two just straight barbarian with reckless attack does the job.
And you can there that is in the compendium too, so you could just pull it in, and I think it should have everything set for you.
Yeah, I'll drag it in now.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, but other than that, I think that'll probably be a good spot to stop. I definitely going to have a lot more to work with going forward now that some people's